All right, welcome back to Finding Truth Podcast on Unscripted Truth TV. Logan here with Austin for our big 47th episode, and it's a beautiful number. It's a milestone, I would say, for us. It's just one of those numbers to look back on. That 47 weeks straight. By the way, so it's more than just saying it's our 47th episode. I mean, we've been really adamant about doing this every week, and we've you know made sure that we're available and able to do this once a week. And so it's been really fun and really cool to see how we got here. And man, 47 weeks really can fly by, people. Holy crap, when you keep track of stuff like this, like, man, it just is like trying to hold on to a fistful of sand. It just slips away from me. It goes so fast. But we're gonna have a great episode today. Hopefully, an esteemed guest will be joining us for 47. Fingers crossed there. But the meat of the episode, or before the meat of the episode, we do want to go over the NASCAR race that once again we nailed absolutely, to perfection, like in multiple ways. We'll cover that. Hopefully you watched our last episode, that you'll know what we're talking about. If you haven't gone over the race yet, you can go over it with us. We'll go over it and explain exactly what we mean. But I mean, we've just been all over NASCAR's ass this year, and then especially this specific narrative that we've been on. I feel like it's like, damn, we should get royalty checks for helping write the script, because we're telling you guys the script a week in advance. So, but on top of that, there's some more, like, I guess, societal news that we want to touch on. And partially because we've kind of touched on this already. We had that whole Sydney Sweeney ad campaign thing, and that's really kind of a subset of what we're going to talk about here with, I don't know if you guys know her, Little Tay. She's kind of like an internet phenomenon, just like that Bad Baby Catch Me Outside girl. She's really born from Catch Me Outside girl. It's like there was a slew of people that tried to emulate the Catch Me Outside girl, because she just became an overnight millionaire for a meme. So it's just, they were like, oh, I can do this too. It worked for this other little girl, and that's what she is to me. She'll always be a little girl. So it's really sick what's going on with her and OnlyFans, and we'll touch on that. We also, Austin caught this would have went right by. I really need to have a calendar of the international days, but we had International Cat Day on 8/8, so Friday the 8th. So we'll touch on that and what that means for something we covered a couple weeks ago, and I think even last week as well. And then just a couple more maybe a couple little stories here and there. We'll see where it goes. But then the meat of the episode really will be what 47 is, and there'll be like a little bit of a shout out period that we want to kind of dedicate this episode to. Basically, I'll call him our teacher. I don't know what my friend, our homie, our teacher, so we'll have that a little bit later on. But without me rambling on for 20 more minutes, how's your week going, buddy?
Absolutely. It's been I'd say another very fast week for sure. Time is booking. It's amazing. Here we are, episode 47, and yeah, I'd say it was an up and down week. I mean, um it had some good days and some all right days, and then it's just kind of another week that really sputtered into kind of what we were saying it was going to be. I know this week was kind of, there was some moments where it was like, and then turned out to be all right. I know we had that one rain day on Wednesday. I know my person I was staying with, her dad came over and dropped some clothes off, and it was quite the scene. Speaking of all the 47s, because it was he shows up, and he picks the day it's raining, and he drives takes his truck out, and he takes his pickup truck, and he has another vehicle he could have dropped the stuff off, and he uses his pickup truck, and he pulls up, and he's got giant Trump letters on his truck, big yellow letters. Then he's wearing a MAGA shirt and stuff, and yeah, makes the clothes that were in the back all wet, made a big mess on the floor, and just I had to clean up the mess, and half the clothes were soaked. And yeah, he picks the one day it's raining to bring his Trump pickup truck. Could have came the day before, the day after, any other day this month. That the 31 days picks the one day it's gonna rain, and then it rains, and then the summer, and then he brings his truck. Could have used the other one, or he could have came a different day, but wearing his mega stuff, wearing his Trump stuff. So I'm like, oh, go figure it. That was Wednesday. That was just kind of a disgusting moment. But yeah, and then yeah, the next day, Thursday, I was at the gym and I kind of messed up my wrist, so I was kind of been dealing with that and been kind of take it easy the last few days. I was at my friend's on Friday, and I just like put my hand in like an ice bowl, and I was trying to make it get better because I got home. I didn't know I was even like I really hurt it Thursday. And then I got home, and then it just like I couldn't even move my hands. So it's just like wow, and kind of getting better now, slowly but surely. So I'm just trying to work that in, work it over, and get that back to normal. And yeah, it was pretty good overall weekend. I'd say it was weather was nice, sunny. Everything was. I just kind of chilled and just kind of relaxed and trying to kind of get through the times right now. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's almost a year since we seen Zach, and we're out pounding pavement. Basically a year next episode, so that'll be interesting. It's crazy, and we almost met each other a year ago now, and that was almost a year ago since we've seen Zach. So it's um, definitely something to talk about, especially a lot more next episode too, because that was I think a lot of people forgot about that day in Portland already. It was so long ago, but I think it's
feels like yesterday to me, dude.
yeah, it really does. It feels like we were just there. I mean, hard to believe that was an August ago, but yeah, this August is it's booking, it's flying. I mean, June was pretty decent. July was super fast. This month is just trucking through. I mean, we are flying, and someone else who's flying, and he's flying around the road courses. That's SVG, the guy
Our boy.
we've been calling and called out. And yeah, I think I said a month ago, after I think Infineon was like a month ago, and I said yeah, watch out for August, because there's the Glen, and since he went 3 for 3, I'd said he was very high chance that he would go 4 for 4 and get the win there as well. And that's what he does. Didn't pole this time. Ryan Blaney on the pole this time. He qualifies second, but also what we said last week, 3 back-to-back second place qualifiers win the race for the 222 on the 222 day. And then yeah, SVG gets his 4th win this season, tied the most, and yeah, just destroying the road courses. I know Chase Elliott won 4 in a row, and from 2019 to 2020, and then Jeff Gordon has the most with from 97 to like 2000 with 6 wins in a row. So SVG tied Chase Elliott. He could beat Chase Elliott if he wins the Roval coming up in a month or two, and then he'll have a shot to try and tie Jeff Gordon next year if he wins. But yeah, I think it was his fifth win in like 38 starts, which is the most since I think like 1968. So he's I forget who even it was. So he's just setting records and just setting paces that
I didn't even
nobody
think
is.
about that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That was a stat I seen too. Yeah, the most wins anybody's had in the first 38 races of their career since like almost since NASCAR started. So way back in the day. So yeah, he's just flying. No one can stop him.
To kind of put this in perspective for people, we've talked about this multiple times, and obviously you've been on track with this, so to speak. This whole rise of Van Gisbergen ever since Mexico. It's that narrative. I think it really showed its merit, where they plan on, really taking this. Even then, I wouldn't have said 4 wins later, but we're here now. First of all, I don't know the ins and outs of NASCAR like as much as you do, but narrative wise, from day one, from Daytona 500, I have had this guy circled. What reason, you might ask? One simple reason. He drives the 88. That's all I knew back then. I have no idea about this guy. You told me he won his very first race. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But he did nothing but shit the bed the entire first, 3/4 of the season. And he has just come alive. So it's really just like the vindication is like insane. It's just week after week. I mean, because all these wins have come in the last like 6 races or so, 7, maybe a little bit more than that. Anyway, but very, very within a short period of time, like 2 months, he's won 4 tracks, which is crazy. And I mean, here, let me for even more context, let me pull up NASCAR stats too. See where, I guess NASCAR probably has it. These are easier. Oh, okay, there we go. It's loading. Let's see if he's moved up any. Still sitting 25th. I don't know if this is updated though, because I'm pretty sure he was 25th last week too. I don't know if this is updated. I would assume it has. But either way, 25th mainly because he's been like sub 30 all year long. Of course, this is just in points, but still, it's because his performance hasn't been good. So there's that on top of it too, where it's just like, I mentioned the dark horse last week, and of course we had, speaking of polls, we had, I think if I look up NASCAR, it will, for whatever reason, the Google has not updated. It still just has qualifying times. But we mentioned 2 drivers in, with any real potential to win next week. Of course, we highlighted Van Gisbergen the most. We've been on this narrative for a while. We had him pigeonholed to win. On top of that, like you mentioned, you completely called whoever qualifies seconds winning the race. That's just like that's such a crazy guarantee. And just for that to come through on top of it being our boy, because we said this well before anyone polled. This is, after the race last week. But then the only other driver we really mentioned with any merit was Ryan Blaney, and he polls first. So we're just sitting here like, what the hell is going on? I mean, are they going off what we say? Is that what's going on? Is NASCAR one of our 12 viewers? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, you would swear they're watching after. I mean, when you watch the Zillage fall, I mean that, in the 88, and the only guy that can beat SVG is in the minor series, the less than the Cup series, the Xfinity, and it's just a 18, 19-year-old kid out of nowhere, just dominating, winning every week, and beats Ginsburg again on the road course, and gets another win, and then he
At what cost?
Yeah, falls off the car, breaks his collarbone after he wins the race, falls off the car and literally falls the worst way you possibly could, like head first, didn't even like have a chance to like get his hands out or anything, and just takes a unreal fall, scripted or not. But I mean, there's the 88 once again winning. So I mean, 88 just across the board.
And just really goes to show that, first of all, we've also mentioned about, they're inextricably linked, this Zilichich as well as SVG. We've been documenting that, so no surprise to see them go 1-2. It's also no surprise that to have somebody, I don't know how to explain this. Like, they'll do this in all sports. In all sports, these things happen. If you guys just like, it's not coincidence. Just open up your guys' minds. If you like football, if you like basketball, whatever you like, the Giants will have something happen to them. If it's like the Patriots, it'd be like Tom Brady is injured, and for 3 weeks, the new, like what they'll do with those sports, the team sports, they'll say, can they win? It'll be a highlight of how great Tom Brady is or how great his team is without him. And that's like a narrative. What I'm trying to say is that's like a narrative they like to play with. Well, I'm not saying this is exactly the same, but they love doing this thing where the only excuse for anyone else to get any wins in the Xfinity series, they're building this Zilchis up to be the dominating, who's going to defeat this guy? Well, apparently himself. And, in the interim, I doubt he'll race for a couple weeks. I can't see that happening. They have to verify the authenticity of the collarbone. You're not there. No one's going to have their star can't lose a race driver go mess his collarbone up more to the point where he has like a lifelong injury. So guaranteed he's going to be out a race or two. I've broken my collarbone before, so I know it takes a month or so to get back to decent. But so this is my point being is like this kind of like opens up the door without having it be like natural in a way. So instead of just having like another rival come out because they're driving so good, they'll just take this guy out. And so now you'll get to see some other people. And what I'm trying to get at is like, it's not like a sustainable thing to have just one guy win every race. That's not a good product. That's just not a good product. That nobody, you're going to lose interest. A lot of people are going to lose interest really quickly if it's like that. So case in point, you have him in victory lane on the black and white checker. Very symbolic place to do this. What I really feel is a shaming ritual. This is him paying his dues. We have highlighted how Masonic these races have been in certain ones, some more than others for sure. Especially we talk about the Shriners 400, but even then, so very, very likely that this is him paying his dues. He's very young, so this is like him getting in nice and early, just like the greats have done, the Jeff Gordons, the Dale Earnhardt Juniors, or I don't know when Dale Earnhardt started racing. He could have been young when he started, but there's a lot of young. I think Tony Stewart was pretty young when he started. Some of the, the greats, Jimmy Johnson. I don't know how old he was when he started, but I think he raced for like 15, 20 years or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe not 20. I don't know. But point being is like, to me, I can kind of spot. I think I have a good enough eye to spot these signing on the dotted line with like this is for Masonry. This is for the cabal. This is him showing his allegiance by taking a fall that I'm sure is choreographed, or at the very least, even if you say it's not choreographed, it is. It shows a willingness to do whatever it takes to be in the club. More important than being a competitor in the sport. So what I'm trying to say is like these actors, I'm sure they're athletes. They can do the job. I'm not going to take that away from them. I'm never going to say like, oh, LeBron's just a fake NBA. No, he could, these athletes, they can do, that is their thing. That is their thing. I'm not going to take that away from them, but there's a level of acting and puppetry involved and pageantry involved, which shouldn't be there. If it was authentic, you would have a lot of variance, a ton of variance. You couldn't be able to sit back like we do and call, I don't even know our ratio right now. But I said a few weeks ago, it was like 6 races. We got to be up to like 7 or 8 races we've called this year. Dead on calls. And the ones we've missed, if you were watching them live, you'd be like, holy shit, how do these guys know what's gonna be the last 20 laps of the race? What do they know? How do they know it? So to me, I see this as more what's in the center of your screen, among other things. That big 88. This is how they get their numbers in the headlines. This is how they get their narratives to play out. Sorry, that was a little long-winded. I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, and you brought up a great point too with the next guy getting injured, and when there's going to be an injury, and you always think when it's NASCAR you're going to be hurt behind the wheel. I know
True.
I know like Carl Edwards, he hurt himself too doing some stuff on the side. I think like I forget what it was when he was racing, and then he broke his like foot or ankle or something. And there's stuff like that. It does happen, but I mean, it's just when you won the race and then you fall out of your car and you injure yourself that way. I mean, it's just the most bizarre, unreal way of injuring yourself that you always think of. It's going to be an injury. It's going to be some bad crash at high speed behind the wheel or just some weird accident. No, it's just the race is already over. We're just get out of our car and we just fall and we just land head first into the ground. It's like yeah, and then like what you said, how it's just amazing how flagrant it is. Just how the way they just manipulate stuff. When you think about it, like I said, how he's got the amount of wins he does in only uh 38 starts, going back since 1968, whoever that was. But the thing is, I mean, you look at it, uh, four of them coming here in the last 2 months, and then like I said, tying Chase Elliott when he won four road courses in a row from 2019 to 2020, and two were in 2019 and two were in 2020. Um, and I think Chase Elliott has a total of 7 road course wins total, so he's 2 behind Jeff Gordon. Um, and then you have, of course, you got Jeff Gordon, who's got the most with 9, and he did 6 in a row from like 97 to like 2000. Um, and then just the 3 others. So here you got a guy that within a year or two from now could already beat Jeff Gordon's all-time road course wins and just do it in the most ridiculous way in the most ridiculous time. I mean, it's and just the way they're setting up these races. I mean, it's just ridiculous when you look at it. Just I mean, just complete domination, either poles or starts on the front row and leading the most laps and just all the things that they do to. I mean, it's just it's not even like it's how anybody can't see it or can't. And it's just like it's amazing because like you never saw this like back in the day. I mean, you'd get like Jeff Gordon stuff, but I mean, it wouldn't even be this flagrant. I mean, maybe Jeff Gordon qualifies like 5th or 10th, or maybe he finishes 2nd that year in the championship, or maybe um, something else happens. It's not that dominant. It's not that flagrant. And then a guy that too, just, I mean, doesn't even have any success anywhere else. I mean, they had 2 second place. He finished second at last year at the Glen, and then he finished second last year at Sonoma. But then he just won that other race in 2023, his very first race ever. Doesn't do anything for 2 years, and then just goes on a tear out of nowhere. And yeah, and it's just like Zilich too. I mean, Zilich won his first race in his career last year at the Glen, and then his first race where he doubles down, gets his 7th career win, 6 of the season. So 7 wins in his career, 6 this season, and then the place where he won in sweeps, he falls off the car, injuring himself too. So I think definitely huge narrative with that and the 88s and just yeah, I mean you never see anything. It's just like Zilich too, just so young, just stepping in and just total just domination, just it's just unreal the way this season is unfolded. I never would have thought when the season began we'd be looking at stats like this. I mean, this isn't something that even if you know it's rigged and it's fake and it's scripted, it's not like it's something that the amount of improbabilities to overcome is just it's just unreal. I mean, it's just unheard of.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking up this whole. Well, I wanted to point out as you're talking. We pointed this out, I think, 2 weeks ago now, but they're inextricably linked in more ways than one. They also drive for the same sponsor, WeatherTech. So, what has been crazy about this year? Some of the most blatant weather manipulation that we've had. This is also coming off the heels of Texas and where it's finally kind of like hitting the mainstream. It's always been on the cusp of the mainstream, but people have all, just like the Illuminati, there's enough dissent and that people will just find it's not worth their time because there's enough people. They think there's enough people that technically are like, shaming at the water fountain of society. They think there's more people that would look down on somebody espousing ideas about weather modification and geoengineering and things of that, cloud seeding and stuff like that, when it's documented. But there's that many people that would prefer to just get it told to them, that when it is told to them, they also would rather sustain their public image more than proceed to value the truth, or at least pursue the truth. Even if you don't take anyone's word for it, but pursue the truth. Don't just say, oh, I'm not going to look into it because the people that are looking into it are getting shamed. That's just a ridiculous thought. And if you knew things worked that way, you would almost be forced to be opposed to that way of thinking and as a society. But it seems like we have 90% of people that, are just that exact person, that are too comfortable in what they're doing to ever, make it easier for everyone so that we can all, make an impact by, just dissent, just open dissent. You don't need to like go and burn a building down. You don't need to take out a Tesla plant. You just need to dissent. There needs to be a level of dissent. They track all this stuff through our Bluetooth, through everything. There's not enough dissent. They're not going to do anything. Nothing's going to change. You're never going to find the truth. Won't be open. No one's going to come and tell you the truth. That's in a position of power. Right now, for sure. There's no incentive for them to ever uncover their secrets, and there's not enough people looking into those things and with a healthy state of mind to actually impact what's going on right now, which is a sad thought, but that's what we're here to do. We're here to, at least shine our little light on the corner of the internet that we're on. And then we hope that you guys are along for the ride and you do the same in your walks of life or whatever, wherever you're doing. But, so yeah, the weather tech is another important part of this. Of course, you had rain in Mexico on Shane's first win. We talked about that. It's been some interesting things. All of his wins, there's been an interesting point, or not all of his wins, but the wins that have had like an interesting point. The other ones he just dominated, just like today. He just completely dominates. But then the other ones that had some like controversy, they were usually weather related. So just thought we'd point that out. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if we you skimmed over it, but and I just want this to sink in for people if you weren't with us last week, actually the last 2 weeks, because you've called this probability out for 3 weeks now of the 3 second place pollers winning the race on the 222nd day of the year. And I just want to make sure people are catching this. We highlighted it very well last week, and I think we highlighted it at least a little bit the week before. But this has been on the so this is why in the intro I kind of gave it like a twofold call. We not only called who is going to win, but we called how it will be set up to an actual T. And like, there's no other way to go about it. It's not like some controversy happened that made this happen. No, it was just, Shane's been polling on all the road courses, almost all of them first. So we're sitting here when on poll day, you texted me. I'm like, that's a guarantee, dude. That he's polled second. Okay. We already called him to win the race, but it's like a double call hit for him to win the race if he also polls second. And what do you know? And then, of course, you had Blaney poll as well. So it's just the levels, guys. But yeah, see, for anyone interested, the 222, this is exactly what we highlighted. I think there was even some interesting, I think it was it Blaney that we looked at, or was it Byron? No, it was Byron that had the like 111 222 333 connection too, which was quite interesting. He did finish fourth, so. But besides the points, just wanted to get our gloat in. Always feels good to and this isn't really gloating. It's not really it's no skin off our back. Uh Really it's for me personally, this is just fun, and if anything, I hope that it proves to be an exercise in there are ways to peel back the curtain. Like this curtain is not like iron, like the Soviet Russia. Um, you can easily lift the curtain up and see see all the actors backstage getting ready for their performance. The clues are all there, the numbers are there. We expose them easily, and I don't think either one of us consider ourselves pros at this. We're always trying to get better. We're always trying to learn more things, guys. There's not to make it sound daunting, because really everybody should look into gematria and everything like that. It really isn't daunting. It's very intuitive, but I do think that there is you can do your thing and everything, but to really be in tune with let's just say the algorithm, because that's kind of what it is. Gematria really is an algorithm they're using for their narratives, their rituals, and all these things. To really be somewhat in tune with it, you do have to have good memory / decent IQ / and I'm not trying to uplift myself here at all. I'm just saying I 100% will subtle brag that I have a great memory, and I've always been able to associate numbers. Always. I was very good at math in high school and all these things. I was, teacher's aide and everything. It's not like I've ever put that knowledge to use afterwards, because, who applies, Pythagorean theorem post high school? Nobody, other than Mason. Not even the Masons do. They're all just speculative. They're not actually building anything other than surveillance states. But at the very least, I've retained a lot of that mathematical information and like the number ritual, being able to spot number rituals, being able to see the patterns. And I've also have like a semi photographic, and I definitely have like I don't know if this is a word. I'm going to make it up. I'm going to coin this sonographic memory. Like I can remember just about every song I've ever heard, whether I like it or not, and down to like the guitar solos. I could, So just I'm not saying you need those things. I did kind of say that, but I kind of veered off. My bad. But you do need to have some sort of affinity, I think, in order to not be grasping at straws more often than not. And that's what we've seen, that being in the community, we've seen that several times. You'll have callers call in and they really think they're cooking. And this is to their credit too. I'm not trying to discourage them. It's good that it's good that people just have the gumption to be able to call into a show like Zach's with no fear of shame. And that's great. We need more people like that, willing to put themselves out there. That's huge. That almost offsets the bunk decode. Honestly, that offsets the bunk decode. They can learn to decode better, but at least they have that skill set already to put themselves out there. So this is definitely not shade. It's just what can happen is without that sub knowledge of what this is all for and how it works, it can probably come across as like, what is this? Who cares? Like, what is this all for? Why does it matter? Type of attitude. And you see that happen a lot too. Also the burnout you see happen a lot, because I'll speak honestly. Even I've thought, not that I've ever thought it's not real. I didn't think it wasn't real, but I have had that cross my mind. Like, am I tripping? Like, am I putting too much into this? And it didn't last long. That never lasts long, because there'll be the next news cycle. It'll prove itself in spades. But
yeah, it's just amazing. And yeah, it's just when we like you said, I mean, we this was something we called for quite some time. And and when it gets to this point, then it gets here, and then it comes and it goes and it passes, and you see it. I mean, it's just I mean, we didn't even look at this and use gematria to I mean, weeks ago, a month ago, I wasn't looking at this race, looking at any gematria. I just was going off the narrative of what it's been and what I'm seeing. And then there, I mean, you see the numbers, you see the numerology, you see the gematria play into it down the line. You see how it all comes together. And yeah, I mean, yeah, just like how all his sponsor, like the Shane Van Ginsburg sponsorships, like you talked about, the safety culture, weather tech, and the race there in Mexico, and then the weather tech again, and the weather was kind of messing up there, and was kind of becoming a factor towards the end of the Chicago race. So it was weather, and then the last two, this race was just clear and sunny, just like the Infineon California, that was just clear and sunny. So more domination. He had the Red Bull car for that one. This one he's back in the weather tech. So yeah, I mean, um, it's just amazing. And then the village thing. So I mean, this was a huge week. I mean, they really couldn't have mixed it. They couldn't have done this any better. I mean, you would have to swear they are watching the channel. I mean, that's just the way I feel. It's just they are watching the channel, and just it's amazing. There's two races to go, and the playoffs start. Just Richmond, and then I think Daytona. So two night races, and then the regular seat or the playoffs will begin. And yeah, there's that one road course. So yeah, I mean, he might go 5 for 5 and beat Chase Elliott's record. Then he's only one off Jeff Gordon, and he's already would have 6 wins and 6 road course wins. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you just to see stats like this, just the ridiculousness of it all. And yeah, and I don't know if you've seen, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I think it was might have been yesterday, or it could have been Friday. I can't remember, but just how rigged everything is, just the ridiculousness of it all. I mean, there was a 70-yard field goal in like the Jacksonville Jaguars game. I think that was like a record in a preseason game, like the first preseason game.
Because I think 71 is the record, right? By I didn't hear about this. I have not looked into any
I just
preseason. I know that the Raiders and Seahawks tied, though. There's something behind that. Like, I know that they can tie in the preseason easier. I get that, but there's definitely something there. Which, by the way, guys, I do want to welcome back our esteemed guest. Oh, give me just a second. It looks like he's finishing getting ready. Okay. But for those of you who do not know, we have our second guest ever today. It's a repeat guest, but one of the best nonetheless. Our boy King Richard. How does it go, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? How's your night? How's your guys' night going?
Going well. We were
just going for sure.
Yeah,
we were just
happy to be back. Hey, I figured I'd join because it's the 47th episode, and of course, my name does equate to 47, so I figured I'd come on the 47th episode of this podcast.
Hell yeah, it's only fitting. We were actually just
fitting.
touching on Zach and kind of how we came to this knowledge, and because I wanted to at least take a moment out of this episode to dedicate it, because it's 47 is just such a huge number for Zach and his channel. He's spoken on it a million times, the whole what is 47 idea, and I did want to kind of make a tribute to Zach, because he's the reason me and Austin know each other and have formed this podcast that we're on right now, and it's why I know you, and so he's been a huge inspiration, and he's still cooking too. So there's no stop, there's no quitting him. So it's not like he's retiring tomorrow.
Yeah, he got a good work ethic, man. You got to give him that. I mean, the dude's up every day, every night, putting out the information. So yeah, you got to give it to him. I mean, even the haters got to give it to him. I mean,
yeah, the haters sweating, keeping up. Like,
yeah.
I gotta put out another hate video. Damn, he got too many out there.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get all these haters. Like, you got to realize, like, some of these people got to be agents. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you can't. These people aren't organic. Like, I'm gonna say this is like a bombshell. This is probably like the first ever exclusive. You guys got the exclusive right here. CT, I got information on him. Like, I got all his information. I got his real name, his changed name. I got everything about this guy. This guy, I know this dude's whole life story, you know, and that dude's an agent, like a complete agent. So,
And for some people, this is a chaotic truth. This channel that's been kind of
he's like a Trump
trolling
guy.
Zach.
Supposedly, he's like this Trump guy. He supports
Yeah.
Trump. But hey, you know what? Keep in mind, this dude's not even from the United States. He's not even from America.
Mhm.
He's from Kenya. He's
Kenya.
actually from Kenya, and he's Nigerian. But the story goes is allegedly when he was about 10, 11 years old, he ended up moving out of Kenya or Nigeria, and he moved to the States with his parents. He moved to Ohio. He moved to a little town called Canton, Ohio. And from then on, he made it, he went to school there and all that, grew up around in Ohio, but he wasn't born and raised there. He was born in either Nigeria or Kenya, either one of those, and came to Ohio, came to the States as a kid. So that should let you know all you need to know right there, that guy is not organic. He's, and not only that, he's a part of a secret society. I came to find out he's a part of a black sorority or a fraternity. So
fitting we talk about him in Ohio.
Ohio
Good
equates
old
to
47.
Yep. What are the odds of that?
But yeah, I mean, as far as the agents, I mean, we've seen paid provocateurs in real life. Like, when we pounded pavement in Portland, how we met, there was more. And I'm not saying they're agents, but there were people there that were influenced to do what they were doing to us on the street by agents, by people that
might as well be agents. I mean, at that point,
well, yeah, pseudo agents, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's like two in the same thing. I mean, even if they're not agents, they might as well just be agents, right? I mean, they might as well just be on the payroll.
Shit, yeah, if you're the driver of the bank robber, you're still you're still a bank robber. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. I mean, just all kinds of stuff, man. Just that's what I'm saying. You got to be aware of a lot of these people on the internet. It's just that's another thing too I want to get into. It's just like you got to be aware of who's on the internet. Like not everybody's real. Everybody got skeletons in their closet. Like, if you were to look me up, if you were to find my real name, you wouldn't be able to find no like bad things about me. If you look at some of these guys, they got bad charges, sexual assault charges, like stuff they don't want even people seeing. So,
yeah, it seems to be a trend, especially with outspoken either dissenters of truth or so-called arbiters of truth. They have these rap sheets, a mile long, and or if not a mile long, just
they files long, files long, yeah.
So yeah, there seems to be a trend, and it's almost like being compromised in that way that it almost highlights that they're being compromised by going through the justice system. That's not somebody you want to sit there and say, oh, let me take everything he says at face value. That more often than not, in my head, I'm thinking, the feds are using this guy, then probably gave him
zero
commuted sentence.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I mean, it's like, you see these guys, they have like a criminal background, and like some of these guys have been to prison, some of them have been to jail, and I'm pretty sure some of them have gotten their time, cut in half. They didn't have to do all that by doing what they do on the internet. That's what I think they're doing. I'm not saying that's like 100% fact, but I mean, who knows, right? I mean, you just never know.
That's just like, I think that's a healthy outlook. I think that's not paranoia. That's not paranoia. No. That's like healthy.
Those are some good questions to be asking. I mean, I wouldn't say that's paranoia.
Yeah, exactly. I can already, the way I think is like, I can already hear people's,
yeah, you're schizophrenic. You're
words
looking
like
into
that.
It too hard. You're looking into it. Yeah.
I could just hear people saying that.
People say. When people say that shit to me, I don't really care. Like,
it's almost good that they do. It kind of shows their naivety and their lower levels of being able to process reality. You can tell that these people are stuck on in their circle, in their little circle they made for themselves.
Gosh, it's amazing how few of us can just look at basic patterns and numbers and call this stuff out. I mean, all the people on YouTube, on the internet, and then there's such few people that, and not even, I mean, call it out, but I mean, literally show you how it's literally happening every single day, every single week, like we do at NASCAR or anything else. I mean, it's just so redundant. It's so consistent, be it everyone else just, they just want to be like, oh, well, you're gematria. It's like, it's not our gematria. It's not my gematria. I didn't write gematria, the killing name. I'm not.
These are your numbers. These are your numbers.
Yeah.
I hate when they say that because it's like, well, what the hell does that even mean? These are not my, like, I'm not doing, like, it's like I'm not doing this shit. They are. I'm not doing anything. I'm using what they're giving me.
Yep.
So
it's very much the
UFC fans are the worst. UFC fans gotta be the worst.
Oh, really?
UFC
I haven't dipped into the UFC.
No, they're the worst. You can't tell them that their sport's rigged, even though like it's been proven like historically, like that shit's rigged. Like it couldn't be any more rigged. It couldn't be any more rigged than NFL, the NFL, NBA, all that. Like
I think that there's like intelligence levels to that, because that, once true history, about like gladiators and how rigged those systems were, you realize that these things are all just built upon that same, they say basketball was like the loser died and the Aztecs invented it, and like the loser died in front of the king. So it was like, but these things have always been, scripted for the same
king.
purposes, the bread and circus, and exactly, and for the king. And a lot of these times, a lot of people don't realize the king is the puppet on the throne. The king is not the great authority. They are the figurehead for the cabal. And so the king is just as entertained by the crap.
It's just like what we have right now.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Once you have that basis of knowledge, you won't see things so naive. You won't just be like, oh no, Anderson Silva's knee really did snap. Like, it's like, yeah, it did, but I bet you that stuff was planned. We were just covering a almost certain Masonic shaming ritual in NASCAR, and we've been all over NASCAR, dude. Oh my God, we called this other race. We have like 8, calling the winners under our belt. It's really either it's way too easy or we're way too good, one or the other. I don't know, but probably a mix of the two. but yeah, there's been several like Masonic shaming rituals. You're familiar with the Shriners. There's a Shriners race in NASCAR too, which we nailed that one. It was actually a 3-peat by a driver. So, and this is from someone who's not into NASCAR at all. Austin's been.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not into NASCAR, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty easy to decode, just like the UFC and all these other things. I mean, yeah.
And yeah, we've documented that, and
I mean, even if you know about it, I mean, that even makes it even better if you know about it, because then I mean, you can kind of use that to your advantage too, right? I mean,
that has been huge. It has like a almost like a Rolodex of history of NASCAR.
You can even set up your own strategies and like do that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
We've been calling out the narratives of, I mean, just like every sport. I say I have like Sports Center brain because I watched it as a sheep for so long that now I can just tell what they're going to want to make into narratives. All those narratives are still sitting in my head, how they like to play out these like winners and losers and big drama and stuff like that.
You'd be surprised how many times they do that, like all the time. Like
it's very repetitive.
Yeah,
they're not
pay attention. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is all stuff we were literally just talking about. And so I'm very glad to have you on, and not just back it up, but you've documented this as well. Your channel is filled with
they're talking about the same stuff over and over. It's not even just the sports, it's just like in general, over and over and over. It's like same old stuff. I mean, that's how I don't get how people deny this shit. It's like, how can you say this like, oh, it's a coincidence, even though it just keeps on happening over and over and over. Just like the 33, like that should just be the point. Like that should just be a point right there. Like, man, they keep putting 33 in these stories.
I mean, you don't even have to look at the gematria. Like today, I mean, this was something I called like a month ago. You didn't even need gematria. You didn't look at numbers. I mean, it's just you could see through the narrative. I mean, that's just how rigged and fake and scripted everything is today. It's just it's so dumbed down. It's so retarded, and it's just it just gets worse every year. Every year, things just get more fake. They get it's just more see-through. It's just, how are people not catching on? I mean, I don't know. I just feel like people just don't even care anymore.
Honestly, Here's my thing. I don't think people want to see. I mean, I think they do see it. Look, I think they do see it, but it would just kind of like they're like, like who, like even if tomorrow they were to come out and say, yeah, guys, the NFL is fake. It's all scripted. They wouldn't care. Like people wouldn't care.
Right.
That's how like the WWE a long time ago they said, hey, yeah, WWE is fake. Nobody cared. Everybody still watches it. Everybody still, watches WWE SmackDown on Monday or WWE Live or whatever. People still watch it. So I don't think it would really make a difference. You know what I mean? If we told, if they came out and said tomorrow, hey guys, it's all fake and scripted, they wouldn't care. They'd still go in there and still watch the games. That's part of the problem. See, that's part of the problem.
I want to expand on that and kind of catch your thoughts about this. I've talked about this on the stream maybe once or twice before with Austin, but here's my expanded thought about that is that what they're doing is getting everybody who's fans of these sports, they're going to become so invested that when that day comes that the knowledge or the jig is up and they're saying it's all rigged and scripted. What happened with wrestling as I think the same thing that will happen with a lot of different things they're doing to us, these psychological operations, which is what they are, is right. That we'll have so many people invested that it's better to stay in a crowd of people that all believed it. And so they can all say at the same time, oh, it's no big deal, because say you got caught with your pants down. Do you want to be the only one with your pants down or right. a group of 20 people with your pants down? That makes it a lot easier.
Right.
So that's what they're doing. And I've talked about this in reference to pornography as well. I think they're going to come out and you're going to find out a lot of your favorite big titted porn stars were originally named Chris and John and all these other things.
I wouldn't be surprised that's going on right now.
Exactly. You're all going to have to collectively say, oh, they'll all pretend that they didn't watch it, or they're all just, even better for the cabal. They'll all say it's okay. And that movement will just keep going.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you kind of see that right now. Like with this whole gay transgender thing, like you see a lot of guys like you'll see them and they'll just be like, oh, I don't care if she's a guy. Like I'm still gonna do my thing. It's like, and it's like 20 people saying that's like, dude, what? Like 20 years ago, people would not say that. Like that would be like, it would be taboo to say that. But now it's just like become the coolest thing ever to do that. I mean, how times have changed. It's
proof that psychological operations are underway on us, and
it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse in that 20 years. So,
with all the technology that allows people to have their opinions heard like instantly. That is like maybe the biggest, it's still, being a father and having kids. It's like my oldest son, just him having a cell phone. It's so hard for me to try to convey to him that thing is so unnecessary, that nobody made this thing necessary. Like it's not necessary now the same way it wasn't necessary 30 years ago. It's not necessary. It's like, yeah, there's a level of convenience. And in some ways, people would argue that they're necessary now. Like, well, how are you going to get a hold of your kid? It's like, well, how would I do it before?
Like, have a face. It's crazy because nobody even has that anymore. Like you go out to go out to restaurants, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I do go out, like I see it, like you literally just see people just like this. I kid you not, just like this. Sitting across the table, just no conversation, nothing. No, hey, how are you doing? How was your day? Just
honestly, the last time me and Austin hung out, I drove down to Tacoma when we hung out on his birthday, and we went to Red Robin. That's the last time I've been in a restaurant, and that's all you saw. We were surrounded by it. Literally, all sides of us. We were in a table in the middle.
It's crazy.
It was just sickening. Yeah, it was honestly sickening. I wanted to go up and address each and every one of them, and be like, "Yo, what are you doing? Right. Everything's just swiping right past you guys. What are you guys doing?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not even paying attention. They're too fixated on whatever's on the screen. And then it's worse. I mean, it's not only is it bad with the adults, it's worse with the kids now, especially like the COVID era now. Like all these kids are like socially awkward. You could tell some of these kids are just socially awkward. They don't know how to act. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to be around people. That's why they have something called social anxiety. Have you seen that? It's become like the biggest thing now. It's like called social anxiety, where if you're around anybody, you just get so like anxious. That's become the new thing. It's like, man, like even 10 years ago, I didn't see any of that.
It's one of those like things. It seems to me like one of those like self-diagnosed things that's actually come into fruition. Not saying it's still even real. I'm just saying there is the placebo. Your brain will pick up what you tell it. Like if you tell yourself that you're anxious all the time, your body will be like, all right, let's get anxious with this. Let's start getting jittery for no reason.
Right.
And in the last 10 years, I have known people like that. I'm just like, what? Like one of my best friend's girlfriends, she was like that. And she would just be like, it's like being vegan. You know, that whole trope where it's just like, they'll just tell you they're vegan out of nowhere. It was like that. We were all just chilling and she would just make the moment about her. And just like, this is just something's going on. I don't know, but this is just too much. And it's just like, what? We're all just like playing video games. What are you talking about? And just all of a sudden she has to be addressed. So it's
some people are just like that. They gotta make the situation about themselves. It makes them feel better about, doing that.
Austin talks about this. He's talked about this several times about how, just him trying to strike up.
Me personally, bro, I can't be around people like that. I just can't. Yeah, I mean, I just can't.
Yeah, it's unreal. I mean, it's just everyone today. It's just we're just in a weird time. I mean, even at the gym, like I'll be like trying. Some days it's like I don't know. It's just like I feel like I just have this aura where it's just like I'm just like glowing and like everyone's just kind of they acknowledge me. There's like an essence there. Like that might be like one day a week, and like I'm able to talk to people, and everyone's kind of like vibing with me, and it's kind of sees that I'm there, and you kind of have or hold conversation. Like the rest of the week, it's like people are just like. I don't know. It's like there's no consistency with people. It's just like they're some days they'll like one day they'll talk to you, they'll have a comment. The next day it's like they don't even like see you or talk to you, or it's like they're in their own little world, or it's just like you can't really just I don't know. People are just I don't know what's going on in their life, and it's just like everyone's just in this either it's just like money situation where it's just all about money or it's just all about like they're everything's just too serious. Like people can't even like joke around or have a joke, or they just get easily offended, or it's just exactly. it's just weird. It's really hard to deal with the average person.
It's frustrating and it's annoying because like I mean like half the stuff you could probably say back in the day you can't say now. It's like you gotta have a censor, like you have to be censoring yourself. Me personally, I don't do that. Like especially on YouTube, I don't do that. Like if I gotta say something, I'll say it. I'm not gonna censor myself or use buzzwords or code words. I'm not
an open platform, brother. Speak your mind.
Yeah. So.
Well, at least maybe. Well, I don't know the platform, but I mean this particular.
No. I'm just saying in general, like just in general. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. No, and that's the I think one of the grossest part about it is you'll have so many people, the crab in the bucket mentality. They'll rather than just say, oh, all I have to do is, even if I don't feel like talking like that guy's talking, I don't need to go over there and pull at his shirt and be like, Mister, don't talk like that. Like nobody, just don't do that. And but you have so many people holding up this crap system that
they get offended.
We don't, it's not even the authority. The authorities aren't even our problem. It's the Karens next door and things of that nature. And you see this.
I've dealt with a few of them. Trust me.
It really is. It's just that's what the goal is. It's just like, are you going to, me and Austin have talked about this bluntly. Are you going to shoot your neighbor when it comes down to it? Like they've highlighted. I mean,
you saw what they were, wait, hold on. You saw what they were doing during the COVID time. They were snitching on their neighbor. It wasn't just
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But that's COVID. Imagine when they say that there's going to be like this mandate where you're getting sent to El Salvador like they're doing to people right now. Are you, when that's the risk, are you going to let your neighbor snitch on you when you have your kids and everything and you don't know what's going to be the next, what about when the military police are showing up to your door to question you? And it's a lot more serious than this guy said a racist word, let's cancel him online. That's where we're headed. So that's what I'm trying to say is like, this distrust between people is where they're driving us is to where you're going to have to make decisions with these people.
They got people divided too on certain issues.
Yep.
Too. That's how it works too. I mean, that's kind of how like, see stuff in the news. I mean, they take that as gospel and then they get divided on it. Their neighbor might not be on the same page as them. they might be on the other side of the issue, and they're like, "Oh, I disagree with you on that. Oh, I hate you," and all this type. It's just like I hate your opinion or whatever. It's like that's how they got people messed up too, like just believing in bullshit. Like half of these stories you guys see on the media and shit's all fake.
I mean, just
And
look
it's
how
like ever since like 2017, like you go before that, it's like politics wasn't even that big of a thing. Like it was like people didn't really care. It was like people people hated Obama, they hated Bush, Bill Clinton. It was like that was so long ago. But then it's like now with the whole Trump thing, like ever since he was put in there in January 2017 and stuff, it's like there's just been the ultimate divide that there never was. Now everything is just politics that, politics this, divide here, divide there. It's just like,
He's the
and then you
perfect
have everything
person
else
too.
that's happened. The divide of vaccines and what you think COVID was and all this other stuff. I mean, all this stuff, what you didn't think about this stuff 9, 10 years ago. This wasn't, society wasn't like this. People weren't like this. Now this is what you have to battle day in, day out. Everyone just gets offended and they don't like this, they don't like that. It's just
Right away,
it's
they
just
go
unbearable.
report you. They go report your channel. They go report whatever you're on, Facebook or Twitter, wherever
Yeah.
you're on. They go and report it right away. You're gone. I mean, it's
Yep.
sad. That's how it is. It's sad. It's sad. It's
there
really
really
sad.
is so many people that make their identity this like online, like a censorship cop,
On it.
like
They
a
live on the
like
internet. Yeah.
they just self proclaim themselves to have this title, and they act like it's important. And you have, there's, like I said, there's so many of them with their pants down. They're none of them are willing to, like, just be like, maybe what we're doing is fucked up and we should just like stop doing this. And like me and Austin say, it's, this what's really holding us, but this is really what's holding us back. It's not, we don't need to go burn a building down. We just need to all dissent. We all just need to like stop the craziness. Like we
Right.
all care about things that are so worthless, absolutely worthless, like actually will never have worth. And the only worth that they'll give you is fake worth in the metaverse. That like that's where they're taking us, is that all this fake crap is going to actually be worth a fake thing in the future. Social points, the same Chinese system that they're doing. That's these are all testing grounds. They're going to have the metaverse be based on this. It's like they'll definitely have a
I mean, they
reward
already
system
do.
for
They kind of already do.
true.
I mean, they
In
already do
UK
with
they do too.
well, yeah, they already do with the virtual reality stuff. I mean, they kind of. I mean, that's kind of already like step one. I mean, think about that virtual reality. Virtual reality meta. That's kind of what that is.
And it gets people excited for something like putting a chip in your brain when I mean, I could go on and on, but I think a lot of actually what's been going on, the drama with Elon Musk, is actually covering up Neuralink, because it was under heavy fire and now no one's talked about it for literally like 3 months. But
Everybody's
they've been
forgotten about it.
yeah, maybe they all have the chips already and they just zap that thought out of their head. But
Wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, their whole operation is fucked up. They've been, I wouldn't be surprised they're already doing human testing, not just that one guy who could all of a sudden play video games. Did you hear that story that the first Neuralink guy was like, he was so happy to be able to play video games?
Yeah. I heard about that. I was like, come on, man.
But they've been testing.
He's not the only one, though. He's probably not the only one. I'm pretty sure there's people out there, like, out there doing the same thing. They're doing testing on a bunch of people, like guinea pigs, bro. That's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they did it during the pandemic. They did it with the COVID vaccine. So, they were guinea pigs lining up to go, get criminal Pfizer or criminal Johnson & Johnson's vaccine.
Moderna,
another one, yeah,
just
exactly.
like, hey, how many times?
Jesuits too?
Exactly.
Jesuits.
How many times you guys been sued? Oh, that's a pretty high number. A high number, good. I'll go to them.
And it's crazy because it's the virus is there. If you look into it, I mean, it's really 99.9% survival. So 99.9% survivable illness.
And I will take it one step further. Let's just say, let's go from our paranoid schizophrenic lens, as they would call it, that you can't even trust them because it's them that said it was 99.9% effective. But like, right. If you trust all that stuff and you're believing in the vaccine, how come that goes under the radar? They're the ones that said it. It's not like some outside source that was against the vaccine was saying 99.9% effective. They or they are
The
the ones that
authorities,
said
yeah.
that. So then
Mhm.
on top of that, that's that next level of brain control where it's like, hey guys, by the way, this is pointless what you're doing. Oh, we'll still do it though. We'll still do it for you, Big Daddy government. We'll just go do it.
I'll never forget when Anthony Fauci got off on TV and said, "Yeah, wearing a mask is pointless." Like this is before he even changed
After he
his
said
tune.
3 masks.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, "Man, it's pointless to do all that." Like, I think he said it matters because of security or like protection, but it doesn't really help against anything like that. And then like what, a month, maybe 2 later, you saw him change his rhetoric with, "Oh no, you need to be wearing a mask, and now you need 3 masks." Like, so
Meanwhile, he's
people like
getting
people listen to that and they're like, they question people, the general population, they get mad at people like us who question it and say we're conspiracy theorists, even though we point out literally what they're saying.
Yep, we
Like,
just
how is
point
that a
out the
conspiracy theory?
inconsistency. And I think once again, I really think it is that they're
Mind
locked
control.
in mind control. They're locked in like psychopathy. They can't get out of that idea that they see us as the one guy on a soapbox in the town hall at the town hall. They
Right.
think that we're so few, and that's the problem. It's like if you keep thinking that way, you're never going to join the right cause to make that bubble up and become something that can make a difference. It's just that
Right.
simple thought is like, it's the shame they feel for, the shame they think that they have no idea that when you come to this side, you ditch that shame. That shame
Right.
falls away. Once you know the truth, there's nothing to be ashamed about. But they would rather soak in their shame. It's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up that you can't just explain this to them and they would be mad. They think you're talking shit about them or something. They can't
I
just.
think ultimately they're the people that don't get it. They're upset because they don't want to be proven wrong. They have an ego. They have an ego problem where they don't want to be
Huge.
oh, I was wrong about it. They don't want to say that. They won't admit that. They will not admit that. I've met people like that who oh no, you're a conspiracy theorist. Whatever you're talking about is a bunch of whack job conspiracies. Like, no, this shit's provable every day.
Yeah, the one thing like I always tell people too, like back when 2020 happened in COVID, when I was doing Uber Eats, that they would send me to the hospital. It's like if there was a pandemic and people were dying, and this was as bad as they say it is, and as bad as they say it was,
Right.
they wouldn't be able to send me there. I wouldn't be getting sent there
You
every
wouldn't
single
even be able
day.
to go outside. I mean, you wouldn't even be able to go
Yeah,
outside. I mean, seriously, if this is
and I'm going in
if
there,
it
and
was
there's
a
no
real
one in there.
pandemic, you wouldn't be able to go out. Like, you wouldn't be able to go out, do anything. Like, you wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah, and they're sending me there, and there's no one in there. There's nothing going on. So anyone that worked for Uber Eats and got sent to the hospitals, you have to know this whole thing was bullshit. If you work for Uber Eats, because that's where they were sending me every day. I couldn't believe it. Like every morning, just boom to the hospital. I was going to hospitals all over. I didn't have to volunteer. I was just getting paid to do it. And yeah, they were all empty. No one in there. Nothing going on. It's like. So if you were doing this, I mean, you had to have known. I mean, it's like they didn't even try to hide it. I mean, what did they do? They didn't do anything. I mean, it was just
No,
off.
you had the nurses. Do you remember when they had the nurses on TikTok? They're all dancing around and
I've
stuff
been
like
working
that.
on a joke in my head this whole time about like, we need 50
Yeah, I never forget
cc's
the
of
videos of
chalupa
that.
stat.
Yeah, they had like nurses dancing on TikTok. Like, I'm like,
Okay. Let me expand on that because I actually used to work at a hospital. That was my first job. I worked in the like the tray line of a hospital, and that hospital is the same one that both my children were born at. Meanwhile, my youngest daughter, she was born during the pandemic, so we had to go through. It was hell, dude. It was so annoying. I couldn't freely go
I
and
can only
see
imagine.
my girl. Like I had to like check in and. But
They had some
point,
some crazy protocols. I know they had some crazy protocols.
They made her wear a mask half the time.
Right.
Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. But then, half the hospital was shut down. And I worked at this hospital. I used to deliver the carts to all the wings of the hospital. So fast forward the day of I had several chores I had to take care of. I had to like drop my son off. We had a dog, so I had to take care of my dog and then rush to the hospital. I actually worked that day too, and she went into labor. And so I go through the emergency room exit, and they say I know every inch of that hospital, but they wouldn't let me go through because I'm like, I thought you said it was all like shut down. I know how to get there. I told the security guard, and he's like, no, I can't have you do that. I'm like, but if no one's there, what do you think I'm going to go do? Just like go steal some gloves or something? But anyway, I barely made it in time because they would have probably not let me in if she went into labor. Just because all these ridiculous protocols. And
Right.
so, yeah, it was, but yeah, to Austin's point, the hospital was like half empty. And I'm like, oh, let me guess. You have all this influx of people who are sick, but half the hospitals and
It's
they'll
like
say,
it's like empty. There's nobody in there. Like, trust me. Like my sister, she's a nurse, and she told me the stories too. Like of like the hospitals are just like empty. It's like, well, they're supposed on the news. They're saying, ICU, it's filling up, but her
It's
Yeah.
story was totally
overflowing. They
different.
can't keep up. The
Yeah,
bodies are
exactly,
stacking.
exactly. The bodies just
Dr. Creep, Dr. Creep, Pandemic, the song that came out in what was that,
yeah.
2013?
I'm glad
7
you
years
mentioned
before
that. I'm glad
coronavirus 2020, body
body
stacking. Yeah,
stacking.
that wasn't
oh,
rigged or set
yeah.
up at all.
That movie,
That was
hey,
just
that
coincidence.
song came out in 2013. Think
Yep.
about it. That song came out in 2013. And then you know what's funny is he came out later on. He's like, I wasn't trying to predict anything. These are just
Yeah.
people online saying this are a bunch of conspiracy theorists. I wasn't trying to predict anything. It's like, dude, you made a song in 2013 talking about the virus we're talking about right now, and you're saying that we're conspiracy theorists for pointing that out, and even said the year 2020.
Yep.
Avian
That's just a coincidence.
influenza in a
That's
jet
just
stream.
coincidence. I
That's
mean,
just a coincidence. Just another coincidence. Chalk it up to another coincidence.
Yep.
Yep. He says 2020 combined with coronavirus, body stacking.
I mean, this whole verse is like, it's just predictive programming to an absolute extreme level. Like how much dissonance is going on in your brain to be able to dismiss this? How much you got in there? And it's just like I feel
that's
like
the litmus test right there. If you
I was
dismiss
just
this,
gonna
it's
say
like
that.
you'll dismiss anything.
Yeah, and it's
Yep.
really called pandemic. I mean, come on. I mean, the pandemic there tells you the year, and then the coronavirus, what it's going to be called. I mean, are you kidding me? You can't see that. I mean, for some people, it's too much. You'd be like, no, you're just finding connections to just find another connection. It's like, no, he tells you the year, and he tells you the virus. That's what it's going to be called. And then what are the odds that in 2020 you get a coronavirus pandemic? It's like, come on.
That really, so Rich, where do you you're a young guy, I'm sure you look ahead enough, probably
Right.
more than I do nowadays. More when I look ahead, it's really for my children's future, not so much my own.
Yeah, because I do plan on someday having children, just not right now, but
Good.
in the
You
future.
need to.
Yeah.
But where do you see the next 5-10 years? Because a lot of another one of those easy things people will say to people like us is that we're the kind of people that think we're living in the final days. They'll make us like we have main character syndrome type thing. But where
they try to make us think. They try to make us look like we're Bible thumpers because we use things like Revelation. We say stuff like that sometimes. Not Bible thumpers. I'm not a big fan of the Bible. I'm not a big fan of religion. I you know what, I seen religion for what it was when I was a child. I was raised Catholic, and I seen most of the stuff that was going on. Like I seen at first I seen like they were talking about, oh, your first communion, you get to go up there and drink the body of Christ and drink the blood of Jesus Christ and eat the body. I'm like, bro, that sounds like satanic. That sounds like a ritual. Like I'm like, I don't want to do that. That kind of like made me feel weird. I'm like, I'm okay. So I never went through with that. And from then on, I haven't really been, from then on, from age 10 to right now, I haven't been on board with none of that. So,
yeah, it took me a little bit to see through it. I was, when I was around 10 years old, I was, baptized and
right.
all that good stuff. It was not Catholic, so Christianity is literally just like kindergarten Catholicism. They just
it's the same. It's like
they do all the same
days.
stuff.
Like it's the same thing. It's the same religion, just different wording. That's all.
But
That's all it is.
every day you go to church, they pass out communion every
Right. Yeah.
single Sunday. So
Yeah, you know what? Some Christian churches I even see they have the little Jesuit thing, the IHS thing. It's like, and they try to claim that it stands for what in his service or
in
something
his
like that.
service,
Yeah, no, that's not what it stands for. But that's not what it stands for. It does not stand for in his service.
But yeah, I mean, so anyway, but like I was trying to pose a question, like where do you think that these things will come to fruition? I know we've highlighted certain, some of the years, obviously 2030 with the agendas and certain things of that nature. Do you think that these things are going to play out, or do you think that we're living in a cycle of like fear mongering? You don't have to answer how I'm posing these questions. I'm just giving you like context.
I think that's already going on already. I think
Okay.
they're just setting the stage for it. I don't think they can, here's how I think they're doing it. I don't think they can automatically just come on and do it right away. I think it's going to take some time. I don't think it's going to be like people say it's 2030. Yeah, okay, maybe it might be 2030, but what if it's not? What if it's 2040? What if it's 2049? I mean, who knows? Right? I mean, you just never know. But I'm just, these are hunches, these are things that I'm thinking about. So, you know, you couldn't, like the coronavirus pandemic, you couldn't do that overnight, right? You couldn't do that overnight. It had to take some time, implementation, get the people scared. Then, you obviously when the pandemic happened, you couldn't just be like, you need a vaccine now, because then people would see right through it. Like, oh hell no, I'm not doing that.
True.
But you saw what happened. It took like the fear mongering. Okay, let's make some stats. Let's make it believable. Put it out there on the news. Scare people with it. Put it, not just on CNN, because they know people aren't watching the news anymore. So they got to put it on these phones. Because they know people are just on these phones all day. So they'll put it on there, and people will see that, and they'll be like, "Oh man, this thing's very serious. This thing's serious. Man, there needs to be like some kind of vaccine. There needs to be something so this thing can stop." And that's how they do it. They do it in periodically in time. They take their time with it. So.
And to your point, at least since 1968,
right.
The year of years for this,
right,
for at least a lot of these things going into effect under the radar, you could say.
Right.
And even if people were on it back then, there was no peer-to-peer way to like convey this information. You'll have
there wasn't like back in 1968 that there was no computer, there was no internet. Like there wasn't, like right now, the technology we have right now, that wasn't a thing back in 1968. That was the year my parents were born. So like that was the year, my parents were born. That wasn't a thing. You didn't have any of that. So,
but also interestingly, it's kind of a paradox though. But because you didn't have those things, people's attention spans were bigger. And like you were just saying, how many people only read the headlines that say you need a vaccine? They don't even read the article written by AI or an Indian guy that's really poorly written.
No, nobody does any read. It's crazy, because I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day about how people don't read the newspaper no more. Everybody doesn't read. Nobody really reads the newspaper no more. Everybody has it on their phones. They don't read it nobody reads it no more. It's crazy, but But yeah, getting back to your point, I mean that's what you got. Instant, what is it called? Instant gratification, instant. That's what they have.
Dopamine.
Yep. That's what it is. Brain. Now the new thing's called brain rot. Which that. I mean, that's even self-explanatory. I mean, really, it's just self-explanatory. I don't even got to go in. I don't have to go into detail of that. I mean, really, brain rot. I mean, rotting your brain. I mean,
I think there's a truth to it. I think that there's parts of people's brains that are going to be gone forever. That they know you can't get back if you don't exercise them at certain ages. That if you don't train parts of your brain, just like your body, you'll never.
Right.
They're gone once you reach a certain point.
Like I say, man, health is wealth. I mean, if you're not exercising your brain, you got to go out, walk, try to do stuff. I mean, shit, even I try to do something. Even if I'm just, sitting here, I try to, take a 45-minute walk just to at least do something. You know what I mean? So a lot of people aren't doing that either no more. It's wild, but a lot of people aren't doing that no more. A lot of people are taking the easy way. I see a lot of people are doing Ozempic, which is killing more people now. That's another thing that's probably, that's part of the agenda too, is that Ozempic. I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard
another
of that.
one. Yeah, another one of those drugs that they'll give you, and then give it 10 years and you'll be getting those ads. Were you or a loved one a trial offer for Ozempic?
That's what I said about the COVID vaccine too. I said the same thing like 5 years ago. I'm like, man, watching 10, 15 years from now, you're going to be hearing about, were you injured by the COVID vaccine? Like, I would be surprised in 5 years from now, we hear stories like that. I mean, you're already hearing stories like that. People getting sick and dying. Like, from the COVID vaccine. I mean, and that's not a conspiracy theory. That's a fact.
Do you think there's any truth to the idea that they're pushing humans to evolve into like kind of like a test subject type
Like
of
what?
type of
Like
human
cloning?
well, not like that, but like basically the people that aren't going to be able to get onto the program of their pharmaceuticals are the ones that die, and the ones that can take it live on. Just like not
Right.
everyone's going to die from the coronavirus. I'm not saying they all got placebos. I'm saying
Right.
that they all got something and a bunch of them died. But now the ones who lived, those are the test model. You get that person's blood, and now you have like the antigen for certain things, and like they're using
Right.
us in that sense.
I mean, if it doesn't kill you in 5 years, who's to say it's not going to kill you in 20?
True.
That's what it is. I mean,
and we know that they're not ahead of it like that. They're not
No.
ahead at like, that's why when any little thing happens with a mutation of anything, they're all like, this is just as deadly as the first one. It's like, bro, you guys haven't been working on this. We can't work on it. It's a different
it's crazy because you would think like how advanced modern medicine is, you would think they'd be ahead of the curve, but I mean,
well,
yeah, I mean, and then people they can't explain it. Like I'll never forget. Like they'll be like these people are getting COVID, but it's not because of the vaccine. It's like
we know that we don't know anything, but we know that
we know that for sure. But we don't know like everything else or how they got it. But we know for sure it's not because of the vaccine. You conspiracy theorists. So
it was a multifaceted agenda they had.
I'll never forget.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I'll bring up my favorite part of the pandemic. My favorite part of the pandemic was when Lester Holt got on there and was like, flu cases are down, but COVID cases are all the way up. I'm like, come on, man. Are you serious? And I told my dad this at the time, like, dude, look at that. I mean, literally, come on. Flu cases are down. They're usually like, they're kind of high, but COVID cases are all the way up. You don't see what they're doing there? Inflating the COVID toll. I mean, that's literally what they were doing. Maxing merging flu with the supposed COVID cases and merging them to be higher than the supposed flu in December.
Yeah, when the military showed up with the rubber bullets and the bean bags, get back in your house, get inside.
Right.
You can't come outside.
You kind of seen that. You kind of seen that in LA. Was it a month ago, 2 months ago now? You kind of seen that with that was going on. But the reason they can do that is because think about LA. I mean, think about a place like LA. It's pretty huge,
Yeah, they were doing that in Minneapolis, Minnesota, with the pandemic, with the George Floyd riots, all that stuff. Yeah,
yeah. They burned down AutoZone because of that. But I mean,
they got in the zone.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, and it's crazy because I mean, I'll never forget. I was in over here where I'm at. They had their own little George Floyd thing. I mean, they had in Minneapolis, obviously, but they had their own little George Floyd protests, and the same thing was going on here. They had literally like cops out there waiting, and they literally had bricks right there, for people to throw and in these buildings. I'll never forget the Foot Locker got tore down. There was a couple, Target got messed up. So
that's hilarious because I think we were like the 3 West Coast hub cities. Portland was huge, and of course,
Fresno was
Austin's
just terrible.
Near Seattle.
Yeah, Fresno was just terrible.
Chaz was or whatever.
Yeah, because I'm Fresno, so it's like it's one of the major cities. So like a lot of people were coming from LA. It's crazy because a lot of people were coming from LA. They were coming from down south, coming over here, and they were coming and protesting, supposedly protesting in these riots. And what they were doing is they all had all black on and a face mask, all black mask on, everything black, throwing bricks. I'm talking about throwing bricks. And it's just like, man, these people are agents. It's crazy. I wish I had all that documented, but yeah, I mean, I was out there. So
it's just interesting enough. It's just like for how many people they got to, it's just like, obviously this was choreographed because like who the fuck has balaclavas and black ski masks on like just at hand, just people that were not going to do anything the day before.
It was like 10. You can tell who these agents were too. When I was out there, it was like 10 people out there with these same masks, all black. Black gloves on everything, the whole thing, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it was wild, but I was trying to educate because that was the year when I learned about gematria 2020 is because of Kobe Bryant. So I already knew what was going on, but and this is kind of my fault for presentation wise. I was saying, Kobe Bryant, his death is synced up with the coronavirus, and it was synced up with George Floyd. Nobody got it. They thought I was a racist. They thought I was a weirdo. Oh, you're a weirdo. You're spouting your conspiracies out here. Somebody died for this. Like, no, I'm trying to educate you how you're being lied to. This is what they want. They want you to be out here, with these a pack of 10 agents right here in black ski masks, all black, throwing bricks at a Foot Locker. That's what they want. They don't want you coming together and learning. Oh yeah, we're being lied to. They don't want that. They want division. That's why they
Not
have
to
a guy like
mention,
Donald Trump up in there.
and to your point, what do they have these people doing? Are we going and tearing down the Capitol? No,
They're tearing
we're
down their
tearing
own.
down
They're tearing.
businesses in
That's what
our
they
own
said.
town,
That's
and we're going to
exactly.
pay
That's what
more for
that
it.
was the message I was out there bringing. I was like, you guys don't see it. Like you guys are messing up. You guys are fucking up your own community. It's not like we're not tearing down the oppressor. You're tearing down your own business. You're tearing up a Foot Locker, which is now going to have to be repaired on. You know how much
And
money that's going to
that's
cost.
through insurance, not their overhead. They're going to get the insurance companies to
Exactly.
repair it, and those insurance companies have federal dollars coming to them, and so they're like, hey, to pay out all these companies that had their
Right.
businesses tore up, we got to tax the fuck out of your city. Okay,
Right.
sounds good.
Right. And that taxes and how do you get that money from us?
Yep.
So
Tax
I
battle.
mean that's what I was trying to tell these people. It's like and they weren't listening. It went in one ear, went out the other. You're racist. Like, I'm not racist. I'm bringing up good points. I'm actually trying to talk to you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not, I'm literally trying to talk to you like how I'm talking to you guys right now. So I was trying to talk to them, but they weren't listening. They weren't trying to hear all that. And it's crazy because you had you had supposedly some Black Panthers out there, some old school Black Panthers out there. Yeah, I can't breathe. Doing that stuff. I mean, it's
And the people have no idea about tantra and mantra either. People have
right.
no idea about the power of like
They were all saying the
tantra.
same shit. They were all saying
Exactly.
it. They were all saying the same shit. It was a chaotic night, but I mean, just yeah, and yeah, that I don't ever know what ever happened with that Foot Locker down there, but something happened with it. But yeah, they messed up the whole Foot Locker. I mean, they were looting and taking stuff out of there, and
Yeah, they destroyed downtown Portland. I mean, to the point where this was in 2020, bro. Austin came to visit like last year. Still, over half the stuff is still boarded up. And like you can tell that some of the boards are still fresh. Like people are still going downtown and tearing. But that's on top of the fact that we've had, ice riots here for the last like 3 months as well.
yeah, they were trying to do the same thing over here. Just they weren't having it. Which I was surprised because I thought they were actually gonna, start doing that over here. But somebody would came to my house try to do that shit. You're not gonna leave this house alive. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's gonna be a rough night for those people that ever try to
get
out to the sticks where I'm at now.
Yeah, they're not gonna come. Yeah, if you try to come in my household, you're not leaving here alive. So, FYI, any of the haters and trolls out there try to come out here and know where I live at, you're not gonna get out here alive.
That's common sense too. So it's just like that's natural selection as its purest form is people that think that they can infringe upon people
Right.
over thoughts or over disagreements or over intellectual ideas. That's that's just your own stupidity that these people need to be gone regardless. One way or another, they're gonna be gone.
Yeah, and everything's now. It's all part of the new normal or the new regular now. Everything 5 years ago, it's all the same. And if they didn't get you with the riots or the lockdowns, well, they got everywhere with the lockdowns. I mean, I was from Seattle to Wyoming, everything was locked down and destroyed. But the fires, the raging fires that were happening, the smoke. I mean, the worst fires I've ever been in, the worst smoke I've ever seen. I mean, it really did a lot of damage that year. I mean, the smoke was just unbearable.
Hey, you're muted, homie.
Shoot. All right, can you hear me now? My bad.
Yeah.
I didn't have the audio on. But yeah, even over here they were doing the same thing. They were doing like these wildfires like just everywhere. Every other day it was just wildfire here, wildfire there. It's like, man, these things are not natural. You can tell these things weren't natural. And they'd be burning down like old abandoned places. Like, come on, like I know some of that shit's not I know most of that's not natural. But people be like, "Oh no, it's just because it's hot out here." It's like it's not even that hot. It's like 90 degrees. That's not hot.
Yeah.
And they can really make it about anything. And what they usually love to make it about
Climate change.
is, yes, true. But that if it's not climate change, it's like an asshole we would all hate in person, like the kind of person that would just like flick their cigarette on a hike. It's like,
right, yeah.
That's just that ultimate dumbass. And I'm not saying those people don't exist. I've actually known some of the people that would do something like that.
I'm not trying to hate on anybody, but like the homeless people are known for doing that. They'll do that. They'll light a cigarette, throw
but
it right
you really
there.
have to have intense, perfectly. You really have to have really good conditions.
Coordinated at that. I mean,
to have a cigarette will generally just burn itself out. Rarely will it.
Yeah.
Why they start house fires is because of the chemicals in couches and carpets and things like that. It's like fumes that cause the fire. Whereas, like even if you throw it into dry grass, it would take a lot.
And this is coming from somebody who smokes cigarettes. I mean, literally, if I smoke a cigarette and I were to throw it right here, I mean, it's not going to burn a fire, but it's like a chemical fire. Yeah, chemical fires do happen. So,
speaking of a different kind of fire, a dumpster fire, we were planning on talking about this. I don't know if you've commented on it before. I think Zach talked about it. We'll get him back before we. Oh well, I'll set the stage here. But we wanted to bring up this whole Lil Tay fiasco. Really.
Oh my god! I'm glad you brought that up.
It's one of those things. It's kind of like a pseudo. We've talked about this multiple times before. There's a lot of ways to attack this thing because it really is psychological what they're doing to people.
That's funny. She has the same birthday as me. Oh my god.
Oh really?
Yeah, Tiger Day, and that goes to the other thing we were talking about, the International Cat Day. How all that was all linked up with Tiger Day.
Yeah, I'm literally. If anybody doesn't know out there, I'm born on International Tiger Day, and I'm a Leo. So think about that.
Yo, nice, bro. That's cool.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like,
really
man,
cool.
sometimes I think, was that a coincidence? I don't know. I mean, shit. But you just never know. Because I was actually
talking about Kobe. I'm born.
I was actually supposed to be born on November 11th of all days, November 11/11/11. But you know what? It was supposed to be November 11th, 2002. A lot like 11/11/22. I mean, think about that. But yeah.
Did they? What's it called when you stop a pregnancy? Or did it just? Was it just naturally? Was she like going into labor, but then it subsided, or?
What do you mean?
You said you were supposed to be born July.
I was a preemie baby.
No.
I see. So, I was supposed to be born on November, but yeah, it ended up being July 29th.
You couldn't wait, dude.
No, I didn't want to wait. I was actually supposed. You know what? I wasn't supposed to live, but I fought for my life. So, yeah, I ended up fighting for basically dear life, and I made it out. Because my mom was crazy. My mom had about 3 miscarriages. The babies didn't survive, so I'm like the only one that kind of survived. So, yeah. So
glad to have you here in more ways than one, dude. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
So, speaking of this whole Lil Tay thing, I'll kind of lead it off just because I think we all might have our different way to attack this. But I talk about this a lot. How this is just more anti-male programming, and I know that might seem weird to bring up this chick as anti-male programming, but what I really think it is it's tearing down those boundaries of what's. In fact, we just talked about this a couple weeks ago with like 11, and they do this with a lot of different actresses where they'll have them portray, and yes, they're of age in their roles, but they'll portray like a little girl. And funny enough, you have the Sydney Sweeney. We were talking about her, and she plays a high schooler who's doing graphic.
That was a total psyop. That was a total psyop. Literally, and I got the joke right away. Sydney Sweeney. You think about the SS with the Nazi symbol, the SS. That's all. That should let you know right there it's a psyop. Like I didn't.
Come back. No. We'll see if his rubber band stops. It should even out here. Hopefully. But hopefully he doesn't take this as me cutting him off. We'll get you back, Rich. But yeah, it's to me, this is a lot of just like influencing what men see and allowing, really trying to push negative thoughts through to the average male consumer, so to speak. Um, Especially when you have these little girls or these women who play little girls, and then next thing you know, they're made into a sex symbol, which is just like completely wrong in its own right. But this is like the extreme version of that. And of course, I mentioned in the lead up that Bad Baby is the prototype. She's following the exact same prototype. Bad Baby made like tens of millions of dollars the day she turned 18 because of the same exact thing. She had her OF signed up for when she was 18. Same thing this girl did, and it's just even more gross, you could say, because all things considered, even if she is of age, she still looks like a little kid to me. I'll still always see her as that little ugly ass girl, which, by the way, I always thought she looked like a little boy. So one thing for sure is it's just more programming to say that like the average guy is just fucked up upstairs. And I'm not even saying that's not true. It's kind of, it could prove to be a self-fulfilling prophecy if enough, like I said, enough people will like choose to all have their pants down rather than pull their pants up and freaking, own up to not going through with this propaganda. And we need to push back this kind of propaganda. And when you have stories like, she's making tens of millions of dollars because of all these horny ass guys that want to see this like little girl become 18 and get naked for them, it's just like, that is just such a problem. It's a multifaceted issue. There's a million ways to attack it. I'm not going to take all of this episode to talk about it, but we could. It's disgusting. We've gone into depth about it with on different occasions with the exact prototype. But yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, you're right that she has the International Tiger Day birthday, and then we of course we have Richard on, and of course
Yeah.
if she must be a witch, or if you bring her up, it's like people connected to her. Maybe he got sucked into another dimension. Hopefully we can get him back. But
Yeah, it's so funny how we start talking about this, and then they do have the same birthday, and then how that's International Tiger Day, and then how it all links up with International Cat Day, because of course I think that's the main thing with this story is how linked up all this is, because of course on International Tiger Day, her birthday, King Richard's birthday, we did have the big 8.8 earthquake there in Russia,
Yeah.
where all the tigers are at.
That was
And
88 days. That was 88 days after the Rock's birthday too.
Yep. And then I didn't even know International Cat Day started in 2002 when King Richard was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cat Day came about, and that's on 8/8. So the Tiger 88 with all the big earthquake, and then her birthday, King's birthday, and then 8/8 we have Cat Day. So it's just all
International
linked
Cat
up.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah! Wow, man, the synchronicity is kind of going nuts right now.
They are.
That's pretty wild.
The oldest King Richard, 2002.
Yep, exactly. 23 years ago. Huh? I mean,
wow. So that's another cat connection for your birth year, at least.
Yeah, birth year.
That's pretty wild.
Birth year and birthday. It's just you can't get any more than that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I wonder. I mean, shit. I mean, I wonder about that sometimes. I mean, hey, there is an organic side. I mean, hey, there.
I'm not above. Side. I'm not going to sit there and like. I'm not going to probably ever get fully on board with like astrology, but like astrotheology, and there's something. It's rooted in something. There's something to that. So I wouldn't be surprised that like people are linked to certain, set in stone things in our universe or planet, whatever you want to think. I'm very open to that. I'm not gonna. It's really hard to say definitively, but it does seem to that there are some very clear synchronicities with a lot of people.
Right.
And all the 88s the last couple of days, NASCAR, Zillich, and then Bird, and then this was on Friday, so you have 3 88s 3 days in a row. Cat Day starts it.
Yep. Oh, you know what? Speaking of 88, man, there was a rapper. I'm gonna see. Let me share my screen real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here, I got a lot of tabs open here. Let me go through it. But yeah, speaking of 88, since we're talking about 88, man, we're talking about 88. I mean, um, this rapper from Atlanta. I've never heard of this guy prior to yesterday when I did this decode. But what are the odds that his last song to come out was 88 days before he ended up dying on 88? I mean, come on, what are
Oh,
the
he
odds of
died
these
on
things?
8/8.
Yeah, I mean, what are the odds of these things, right? I mean, his last song came out on May 12th, and he dies 88 days after that song came out on 8/8, and rapper equates to
Wow.
88, and the name of the song, the name of the song equates to 201. I mean, seriously, 201, like the Jesuit order. But here we'll go through it in detail. I mean, but
Yeah.
he ended up dying at age 33, so we'll go over it. Dead at age 33, dead on 8/8. Look at TMZ. TMZ was the first to report on this. Is from last night. This is this is when they first reported on it. What stands out to you in light of what we know, in light of rappers? Asking you guys what stands out to you?
Let's see. What was yesterday? The 9th?
Yesterday was the
Yeah.
9th, but I mean the
Yeah.
day before that. But do you see the date?
Oh,
9/13/2024.
okay. Yeah.
That's the 28-year anniversary of Tupac dying.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
That's the 28-year anniversary of Tupac dying. And don't forget, Tupac
13/9.
Gematria equates to 139, like Freemasonry, like he died on 13/9. But just, I mean, come on. They had to get a picture from 13/9. They couldn't get any other picture but this picture right here. And again, he died at age 33. He died in Atlanta, which is on the 33rd parallel. The abbreviation for it, ATL, A is the first letter, T the 20th, L the 12th. You add it up, it's 33 again. His name equates to 49, which is the 33rd composite number.
Mm.
And he died 330 days after that photo was taken for another 33. And again, the highest degree of the Scottish Rite is 33. Again, federal, masonry, police, secrecy, order, they're all 33. It's funny because he has a song called Ready to Go. Just think about that. He has a song called Ready to Go and then just dies.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like Biggie. He had a song called Life After, or album called Life After
Life
Death,
After Death.
and Ready to Die. I mean, and then Tupac always talking about dying. I actually was just listening to Tupac last night, and I was listening to one of his biggest songs, All Eyes on Me. That song's all about him dying. It's like, so I mean, did they really have this planned out? And that's a rhetorical question. They do have all this shit planned out, but yeah, I mean, he dies on 8/8. The news broke yesterday, August 9th, the day leaving 144 days left in the year. But he died on Lee Road. Okay, he died on Lee Road, and they supposedly said he died in the 3900 block. 39 kind of reminds me a few years ago was a little mister who died on the 7400 block on the 74th day of the year, the Ides of March. But yeah, again,
Lee
Lee
Road is telling with the Masonic connections as well. Just having
right.
it be Lee, like
Yeah,
no,
exactly. It's Masonic, But yeah, I mean, think about it. Lee Road.
Confederate.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and don't forget, it was a few years ago. You had the shooting in was it Chicago on Independence Day? Was it Bobby Cremo?
Oh, I know the name. I don't know if I'm familiar with that incident though.
Yeah, I mean it was literally just a few years ago. That was the top story. But I mean, yeah, Lee Road 3339 dies on the 3900 block at age 33. I mean, and again, masonry equals the same thing as secrecy. 3339. You might recall Nipsey Hussle died at age 33. So does the other rapper Slim 400. Slim 400 is not really known. He was known with Nipsey, but he's more local known. Like I'm pretty sure a lot of Californians like myself that we know who Slim 400 is, but everybody knew Nipsey. So people knew Nipsey more than they knew Slim 400. But they both died at age 33. Of course, Young Dolph, another rapper, he died on day with 33 numerology.
Remember
His
that.
name equates to 137, 33rd prime. But yeah, the big piece there was the 88. I mean, he died 88 days. I didn't even know this. I found this out later on. I mean, really? His last song came out on May 12th, and he just happens to die 88 days after that song came out on 8/8. But
so
yeah,
now Speaking of this, so I mean, because you've covered quite a few of the rappers, and
Right.
even in the entertainment industry as a whole, do
Right.
you? Let me ask first of all, do you believe that these are, whether or not they die or not? I'm not. That's a secondary question. But do you think that they're being taken off the stage? Let me put it that way, just for all the
Right.
deep conspiracy guys to be
Yeah,
appeased.
I know the type. Yep.
Do you think they're being taken off the stage in order to fulfill a ritual for someone up and coming? Like a lot have been. That's generally the consensus. I don't think this is crazy as a
Yeah,
concept.
I mean, like, I don't think maybe this guy really did die. I mean, who knows? Because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wasn't really a big artist. I didn't know who this
I don't
rapper
doubt
was
it.
up until yesterday. So I never heard of his music. Maybe people from Atlanta or Georgia knew what his music was about. I didn't listen to it. I never heard of him until yesterday. So could it be a sacrifice for a bigger artist like a Young Thug or anybody out there? Maybe. I don't know. But I think like these artists who get like Nipsey Hussle, I think that was like a complete hoax. I think that Nipsey's still alive somewhere. He's just not here in America. He talked about moving out of the states and leaving and going to his hometown. So I don't even think he's dead. I think he's still alive somewhere. Same with Kobe Bryant and a lot of these guys. Like I said, I don't even think Kobe's even dead. I think he's still alive somewhere on the island. We just don't know about it.
So that being a part one, let me get your. Let me just be straight up. It was easy for them to push Eminem on me as a kid.
Right.
It allowed white kids to like more easily progress into like the rap scene. And like, first of all, I grew up, I went to school in like an all black neighborhood and in North Portland and everything like that. It was a different time back then. It was a lot cooler between the races. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, it wasn't as racist as it is now. It wasn't as racial. Yeah.
But besides that, there was still like a little, it's not like people didn't know they were different, but my point being is I became a pretty big Eminem fan, and he is another rapper that is on, as far as prolific, he is maybe the next most prolific rapper. I know that there's people who will say that they have their favorites, the Waynes and things of that nature, Jay-Z and all that. But I obviously going on a Mount Rushmore of this era of rap, and he talks about his death all the time. Like he's got When I'm Gone. He's got all sorts of songs that allude to that. Do you think that that's predictive programming that we could have foresight with? Because it's like easy to look back on Biggie's and Tupac's song now and be like, look at this predictive program. But like, what about looking at it right now and being like,
I do think some artists do that. Like I think Prince did that. I think the best example was Prince because for a long time he had that song "I Would Die for You," and then he ends up dying on 4/21 when he used the 21st out of the alphabet. So I think that I think there is some foreshadowing. You just got to pay attention. I guess reading between the lines. You got to know what you're looking at. So yeah, I do think sometimes they do put their they put it out there where you can predict it. Like, like we predicted when Young Dolph was gonna die because he had he had an album called Paper Out Illuminati. He was talking about he's gonna sacrifice himself.
So. Yeah, a lot of them have like those ominous last Instagram posts too. But also, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of some more research into Eminem recently because if you don't know, he's in the new Happy Gilmore, which just popped up out of nowhere.
Oh, Happy Gilmore 2? It's on Netflix.
Yeah. So he's making his, what's it called when they're not the main character? Anyway, he's making his like co-actor debut in this movie. He's like a special whatever. I can't.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It looks really cringy, by the way. I just saw like a little 5-second snippet, and it looks.
I heard the movie wasn't that great. That's what I heard. The movie.
I couldn't imagine it would be great.
Yeah,
you can't recapture that kind of 90s aesthetic. You can't do that anymore.
I don't even think they should have left that alone. It's really, like them trying to make a Step Brothers Part 2. It just wouldn't be the same.
Jumanji, all the things. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a Step Brothers.
They gotta stop making those.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Step Brothers 2 is coming out. I like same with like
wouldn't be the
good guys
though.
Or the other guys.
Like I've watched Step Brothers many times. Like many times in my past, I've watched Step Brothers, and I like it. I think it's a funny movie, but it would just be like a nail in the coffin trying to make Step Brothers 2 because it just wouldn't be the same. I mean, what are they going to do from the first one? I mean, they already did what they had to do in the first one. But yeah, that's my opinion, though. But yeah, since we're speaking about Eminem, I mean, do you guys remember when Eminem's mom died?
I do.
Yeah, 69 days before the Super Bowl. I thought it was actually going to be the Lions in the Super Bowl.
His Lions to win for him, and
yeah. Lions equates to 69. That 69 days before the Super Bowl. Yeah, I remember I covered this. But 46 weeks after 46 days, I should say, after his birthday, she died in St. Joseph. Which, think about that sounds Catholic, right? I mean, St. Joseph. But yeah, R.I.P. Oh yeah, and the mother's name equates to 19946 prime number. But
and not to mention, I wouldn't be surprised if he was involved with the Pistons almost making it to the finals too.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
They're setting up that
Pistons,
potential new dynasty with Cunningham and all that.
Yeah, it's trying to set up the script. Yeah, exactly. That's this shit's clockwork, man. It's crazy. We're sitting here. I mean, I've been here for 5 years. 6 years now. It's the same old shit, doing the same things over and over. So it's amazing how people don't catch on. It's amazing people don't catch on to this shit.
It's telling.
Yeah, and speaking of 33, just had the mass shooting in New York. I mean, I'll go back to that real quick. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, you just had the shooting in Manhattan. July 28th. And here I'm going to point out. I know Zach missed it, and hopefully Zach watches this video. But here, they you know how they had a report that he was on the 33rd floor. The 33rd floor. Where is it at? Here it is. Yeah, it says he took an elevator to the 33rd floor. Look at this detail. This is from CNN. On June 26, the supposed shooter began a cross-country trip from Las Vegas, where he lived, to New York City. Really? And just notice that was a span of 33 days before the shooting on the 33rd floor. I mean, and they had also emphasized that his dad worked for the LAPD for 18 years. LAPD is another, 33.
Fraternal Order of Police. They're right next to the Masons and in their upper management. And speaking of all this, and with it being in Manhattan, that's Trump town. You'll get so much dissent. People will act like they're such a quick know-it-all. Trump's not a Mason. It's clear he doesn't. And I will be honest. It's not like he gives away the poses or anything like that. But there is such thing as honorary degrees, and you don't have to be associated with any lodge at all.
He is
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's the honored apprentice. Obviously, he's the apprentice. I could easily see him being an honorary member of a lodge, and him obviously doing things Masonically. Toward people will say there's no link to Trump and Masonry. That's but I see him being like
there's a connection. There's a connection between Jesuitism and Masonry, though.
Exactly, especially not just the rights either.
Right.
Yeah.
They share the motto with the 32nd degree, and
they share popes. People, if the Pope can be like,
there's an argument of Pope Francis doing the Masonic hand gesture. I mean, it's in hand. So, Anthony Fauci, a lot of these guys.
And then look where Fauci went after all the controversy he stirred up. Where's he get? Just let's pull you back into our stronghold at Georgetown. Come back in. Come back in. We won't.
You know what? A lot of people don't know. He is Jesuit educated at Holy Cross, but he went to Regis High School, which is a Jesuit school. A lot of people don't know that.
There you go.
I think even Zach overlooked it until I mentioned it one day to him. Like, hey Zach, did you know that he didn't just go to Holy Cross? He went to Regis. It's like, oh, well, go figure. And he's double Jesuit educated in high school and in college. So,
and see, the Jesuits schools, those schools are like God, what's the word? Like the Ivy League schools. Those are all
Jesuit Ivy.
There you go. Yeah, there's like two different.
JFK made a mention of that too.
Exactly, in a speech, very famous speech that people don't like. Well,
people don't even know about that speech. It's wild. People don't even know about that. Yeah,
should be famous is what I mean.
About, the Jesuit Ivy schools. He made a long speech on it. I think
People don't even
watch
like
that.
to remember the fact that Hillary Clinton's mentioned the Jesuits before, and
she's Jesuit educated. She went to Georgetown.
Yep,
So,
exactly.
Yeah, she went to Georgetown.
But yeah, the Ivy League schools are recruitment centers for the intelligence agencies, the same way the Jesuit schools are recruitment for that, like, second, the life intelligence agent. They can go to intelligence agencies. It's just that they're recruited for like different purposes.
Right.
You have who was it that said the former head of was it the NSA or something like that said, the Jesuits are the biggest intelligence agency in the world.
Former head of the CIA.
CIA. Okay, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I got it on screen here for you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and don't forget, yeah, it's not talking about the CIA again. Yeah, again, look at that. I mean, literally it literally equates to 201. Their thing equates to 201. Their motto is the work of a nation, the center of intelligence, which is another 201. From the Pope's birthday, the sitting Pope's birthday at that time, to the establishment of it. September 18th, 1947 was 201 days later. Again, Catholic Pope, Jesuit Order 201. National intelligence is 201. Counterterrorism is 201.
Yep.
Think about it. Pope Francis, his full name is 201. He lives at the Domus Sanctae Marte, which equals to. I mean, just come on. What are the odds of that? And that right there too. I mean, just think about that. What are the odds he lives in Suite 201, where the name of the apartment equals 201?
It's just pointless facts to get their numbers out there. It's like,
right.
Who the hell cares where he's staying? Why do they always make a point? Like they did that with the new pope too. It's like, this pope's staying in even a different part of that. It's just like,
I mean, here I'm going to read a little bit of this. I mean, why does it even have to be a mention of it? Look at this. The spokesman said Pope Francis had moved out of the room he drew by lot before the conclave into Suite 201. I mean, why does it even have to be that doesn't even have to be a detail in the story, but it's in there, But yeah, it's all just to flash that shit in your face, and because people don't know what they're looking at. Most people don't know what they're looking at. Yep. So yeah,
most people think Trump is legit and he's not a puppet. Well, Trump's not a puppet.
He's not a puppet. He's not Jesuit educated. He's not Jesuit educated. MAG is not the highest degree of the Church of Satan.
Yeah, he's fighting the deep state. Can't you see he's fighting the deep state? He's going to take him down. He's going to drain that swamp. He's draining the swamp.
Oh, can you imagine? I hate when I hear all these MAGA people. They're like, deep state. It's like, do you know what that even means? It's like, do you even know what that even means? No, I just know it's a cabal. And it's like, yeah, he's a part of that cabal.
He's building it. He right in front of your eyes. They're not even
part of it. 100,000.
Yeah, they're not even like subtle either. So this is really more of these litmus tests like we talk about. It's like, what are you guys going to do when we put it right in front of your face that I'm not working in your best interest? And you have are you still going to support me? Yeah, Trump.
That should be apparent with the tariffs. I mean, it's funny because I was trying to talk to one of my old coworkers about this, and I think I told Zach the story on a live stream. I told him I was there telling this guy about you need to look into Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations. He wrote about tariffs and how tariffs would be a horrible thing. What did this guy do? He's like, oh, I should look into this. He was like, no, tariffs are actually a good thing. It's like, okay, you know what? I just let him believe whatever he wanted to believe, and I just walked off. I didn't even want to continue with that moron. I mean, just, talk about a fucking retard. He
needs to go to CT's channel.
Yeah, he does. It's sad because he'd probably be on there, on that panel every day, sitting there trolling, doing the same thing that good old CT, Kulade, Kareem, whatever he wants to be this week, likes doing, And that should tell you right.
Channel.
Huh?
I call it the CTE channel.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, that's all you're gonna get from hearing that dude's bullshit. And don't forget, that dude used to be a Black Panther. He used to be like, Black nationalist, Black Power type. 2016. Fast forward 8 years from now, he's like the complete opposite of that. So it's like, yeah. I mean, that dude is like I was saying when I first got on here. I think that dude is a agent 1000%.
Yeah, it's just like the OnlyFans debater guy that can't open a pickle jar. Oh, make a prediction, make a prediction. Well, you're here, Van Ginsberg in '88. There's the prediction. Now you gotta look into it. It's like
It's sad because you can make these predictions, right? We can do this all day. See, that's why I don't do that no more, because I've already made enough predictions where I don't even need to do it no more. And some loser would be like, "Oh, if it was so real, you'd be able to make a prediction." When it's like, dude, I've made countless predictions. Like, here, I'll bring one up in recent history. For people who, because I know this video is gonna go out there. We gotta, prove my point. Let me see.
I will say
Walmart
this though.
shooting.
When these people are disingenuous because they don't want your point proven, even if you were to prove their point, they just go silent. They want the time when you fail, and then they'll use that as the only example. That's
Exactly
all they ever wanted. So it's just disingenuous artards. You talk about Andrew Wilson. You talk about that cheese dick, that other guy,
that dirty. Who's that Jewish bitch that's on there? I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go and
bitch.
Yeah, her name's Ava or whatever. She's Jewish. I mean,
maybe I'm not sure about a panel member.
Yeah, she was on there about a month ago talking shit, just saying a bunch of dumb shit. Just
a whole bunch of nothing. Real quickly, because it's not. I don't think it's anything to be proud of for let's say the gematria community. That debate that wasn't a debate with Andrew Wilson, but it was something out there, right? Because Andrew Wilson is like apparently that plain ass name is like the hottest thing that anyone cares about in that manosphere type of realm, that debate realm.
Right.
Zach mopped the floor with him. I didn't hear a single thing out of Andrew Wilson's mouth that wasn't the most cringy, like grasping at straws.
Terrible. I had to turn it off. I couldn't even listen.
I don't even see how he allowed that to happen. It was the worst thing I've ever. I don't watch the guy, but usually he's just like, at the very least, he's overpowering some like 21-year-old OnlyFans model where it's just like that chick never had a chance.
That's the only thing he can target, though. You gotta think about that. That's like the only people he can probably target.
Yeah. And it's like easy to be right when the person you're debating is 5,000% wrong on everything they think because they're young.
They're
and
programmed.
Dumb. Yeah,
they're programmed.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah,
but that debate was just.
I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of my generation, my peers, are programmed, and when I say programmed, I mean like, you got the women cheering on other women's, degeneracy. You got a lot of that going on. You got men doing the same thing. You got people, and it's like Andrew Wilson, he gets to look smart to retards. I mean, honestly, because he's debating like people who are programmed, you debate a guy like that.
Bursting CT. I mean, how do you do worse with that? It's
he's
just
a white CT. That's what he is. He
is a
white CT.
Awful, just awful.
And his voice is so annoying. It's just,
oh man, his whole persona is annoying.
Yeah,
like he's a little chain smoker, weasel of a dude with a weaselly voice.
I mean, I don't even think he really smokes cigarettes like that. I think that's just all a persona and act just to make him look cool. Like, oh, look at me. It's like we're back in 8th grade.
Relatable
look at me. I'm smoking cigarettes.
Which is, by the way,
when I was in 8th grade, I was like, oh, I'm trying to smoke cigarettes because I want to look cool.
This isn't shade on anyone who smokes. I smoked for, I don't even want to do the math. I really just quit like a few years ago. But you think in that position, you'd want to show like fortitude of mind and strength by quitting, right? If you truly were addicted, why do you stuff like that? You think that you would eliminate that from your repertoire and show your audience that you are strong-minded and strong-willed, because that's who you're pretending to appeal to, are the strong-willed, strong-minded people that are going to go against this, the BS in the world. But then you're sitting there chain smoking. It's one thing to have a cigarette or two during a 4-hour pot. You're smoking half a pack in front of the camera.
Yeah, and he's smoking he's smoking a whole pack. Like he goes.
You got kids?
Pack. Yeah.
Like, God. Yeah, I mean, I will say his wife is quite handsome.
I wouldn't even be surprised if he's not even smoking the whole cigarette. He's probably just doing this.
Yeah, one of those. They'll ask you for a cigarette at the bar, and then they'll like smoke half of it, like fake smoke half of it, and throw it out. It's like, bitch, these things are $15 a pack. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. That's kind of why I've kind of cut down on it too, because this is like, it's kind of expensive. But
I know drinking too and getting drunk. It's like, at least come on and smoke some weed and open up your mind and have a deep conversation. Don't just get drunk and just completely act retarded. Like, he just makes himself look so bad. It's
and
just
he just
pathetic.
talks over everybody too. He just
I'd
knows
Yeah.
pay
he
I'd pay a
talks over-
stream that Andrew Wilson bong rips
He's as
before.
bad as CTE, just
Yeah,
terrible.
hey, bong rip and then come debate Zach.
But
Yeah.
See how
here's-
bad it can
it's
get.
like, here's one thing I tell Zach. It's like, I don't know why you keep going on these people's panels. I'm going to say this. I know it's going to sound controversial, but here's the thing. I understand debating with like-minded individuals and maybe people who don't have such an open mind, but people who are willing to listen. People like CTE, his panel of retards or agents, those people don't want to learn. They're just there to troll all day, call people nigger, call people the N-word, and they're there just to be entertained. They don't want to listen to anything. It doesn't matter how many facts you throw at them or how many undeniable things you throw at them, even though we know this shit's going on. They're not going to listen. They're just not going to listen because they don't want to. It's the person has to want to listen. If they don't, they're not going to care. That's why I tell Zach, it's like, don't even waste your time. Go on another panel. There's plenty of open panels, especially on Twitter, Spaces and stuff like that. You can utilize that. Go on there and share the information and share it to people that are actually going to listen, not people who aren't going to listen. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a fine line, and I agree with what you're saying. I actually agree
Right.
100% because, like, in exactly to your point, he had that that other guy host him, or he hosted him for that, not debate, but it was like a conversation.
Right.
What was that
Right.
guy's name? I hate to mess up his name, but either way, that was like a very palatable conversation. That's like something that you could easily listen to. They're people learning from each other and this and this. Whereas
CT's channel, you're not learning anything.
it
You're
is
not
drama
learning,
farming, though.
Yeah, you're not learning. You're just learning how to be a horrible person, and you're learning how to just really listen to it, tuning into it, probably at work, or whatever. You're probably like, damn, like, why so much yelling? Like, that's all it is just drama on there and bullshit.
So
You know what I mean?
do you take from it that what it does is it muddles anyone that would come from that region of the internet, let's call it, would muddle up the community that's already pretty muddled as it stands. That us our
Like,
kind
what do
of
you mean, like,
person is
make us
few and far
look bad?
between.
Like, make
Not
us
just
look
look bad, but honestly potentially drive people who are in here away just through their
Oh yeah, 100%,
sneaky descent.
100%. I'd say that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd 100% say that. The reason why I would say that is because you got a lot of sensitive ass people, and even there's a lot of people that hang around this community who are a bunch of soft pussies. I'm sorry, but I gotta say it. They're soft.
Rambo.
They're
Excuse
they're
me.
soft, and they're they don't if you say something about whatever they like, they get mad. It's like the flat earth. Like, people get mad at Zach because he says the earth's not flat, and people get mad at him and be like, no, you're a shill because the earth's flat, because I believe the earth's flat. And it's the same thing with if when he goes on the CT's panel, it's just like people go on there, even people who don't even know Zach, they'll go on there and they'll listen to him. And you have these weirdos who come around who used to be around. Old Aaron Fleming, who used to be hanging around. You got guys like that coming around saying, yeah, he's a shill because of this. It's wild because people actually believe that stuff. Like, people actually believe that shit. People don't even there's people out there who don't like me, who don't even know who I am because of these guys. It's crazy, but it's what it is.
I can attest to that. That happens in real life real easy.
Oh, that happens in real
Your
life.
reputation could be stained without ever meeting anybody. It's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, they already have a perception of you. You guys don't know the amount of hate mail that I get. I get a lot of hate mail. I'm not gonna lie. I get a lot of support, but I get a lot of hate mail too. So
I'm going to pose a part 2 to that to kind of pick your brain on that. But Austin, what do you think about it? What do you think about him going on these panels that are, pretty obviously just rage farming and
rage
stupid.
baiting?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And I know me and King Richard, I remember I jumped in one of his streams. I think it was like back in May where we were talking about this when he went back into CT's stream or whatever. We were having the same conversation.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about it before too, but no, 100%. And yeah, it's just, and then you have, and then people are going to have differences. I mean, there's people that, Zach says people will leave the community because Zach doesn't think the earth is
Flat.
and then people are going to divide and go off of that and stuff. It's just, that's the other problem with the community too, is that, no two people are the same. No two people agree about everything the same. And a lot of people will have different things to say about other things and have different opinions. So it's like, you have to be open-minded to that. I think a lot of people they just feel maybe they don't want to be part of the community. They want to leave or something because
Right.
Zach, the way he talks about the shape of the earth or something along those lines, but things like that. And then, yeah, I mean, 100% with, and I like, going on different people's channels and getting different people to try and, trying to get different people on and to hear different people. But yeah, people like CT and Andrew Wilson. I mean, these are just the scum of the earth, just the clowns of the world. And, yeah, it's just totally, I don't know why Zach goes on there, but yeah, it's just,
Exactly. I don't either. I don't know why either. It's like what it is I'll say it here. It's just like going doing something and expecting a different result. It's like you're not gonna expect a different result from these people. These people already have their mind made up. These people look at these people on CT's panel. Do you think they really are smart and intelligent? They're pretty fucking dumb to me, if you ask me.
yeah, or even that tomato lady or whatever she is, stupid tomato. I mean,
What's that dude's name? Imperious. I hate that little clown. Imperious.
Is he on their panel?
Yeah, the one on the panel saying the Jesuits weren't founded in 1534. No. You know what? No, that was the woman. I don't know who it was, but it was like an older lady. She was like, the Jesuits were not founded in 1534. They were founded in the 14th century. I'm like, no, they were founded in 1534, August 15th, 1534. And she shut the fuck up with that. So
yeah, you get these retards. It's like when we were out there pounding pavement a year ago. Some guy came up. He's like, George Washington wasn't even the first president. Okay, well, who was? I mean, what you got? Like they just know it all. But
it's like their gotcha farming.
Know-it-all. That's the problem with this world is too many know-it-alls.
Right.
No nothings.
Exactly.
So,
and that's another thing about, because the whole thing without going too far, because it is, I'll let you you wrap it up on whatever points you want to make, and I'll get your channel out there. I don't want this to come across in any way. First of all, I don't think it has. I'm not like trying to get ahead of it because I've sensed this in any way, but like I do want this to have like a good ring to it, because I really do. Like I said, we are dedicating this episode to Zach, because like I've said, he opened up that like second wave I needed of like understanding to be able to kind of break out of that like sheep mentality I was still clinging to a few years ago, or however long ago now. So, I'll always owe him for that. And not to mention, I've met the man. He's a great guy, great in person. He is what you think he is. He's not some different person when you get to meet it, he's very genuine in that way. And doubling down on my point, he's nicer than that, because in person, he's obviously going to be very personable and nice. And he is that dude. But, he fed me and Austin, and he, gave me and my child, my son, he came out with me, and, he was a very good influence on my son as well. And, he was as advertised, in person. And, I got to give it up to him. I'm not sitting here trying to like dick ride him or anything, but I'm just giving him his props. Like he
giving him his flowers. Yeah,
exactly. And, I've said this before on the channel, we don't know how long he'll be here, not for any like crazy unforeseen circumstances or anything, but he has his own life, and that life is moving forward. I want him to have put another baby in that Asian mama, like put another one in there, put a couple in there. Don't stop until you feel like you need to stop. The good ones got to have the kids. That's just the honest truth. But on top of that, it's just, that's what real life is about. I appreciate everything he's doing, but I will not be remiss when he quits to live his life, because that, God forbid he, gets to be 70 years old and looks back and is just like, fuck, that was not what I should have been doing for 20 years. So, and to that point, I would also like to see this rise up in his timeline, So this isn't all literally for nothing. I don't think it is for nothing, because even the few sparks that he's lit, I think that's worth it. But it's hard to
Right.
see that when you're, you wouldn't, when you're trying to make a bonfire and you can't even get a spark out of the flint and steel, you wouldn't think of that as a victory, So it's hard to see it right now, but he's affected my life for the better. And I just wanted to make sure that he knows that, and I've told him that. But I really appreciate it. Let me put up his. I put his. I'll make sure to have your accolades as well in the description. And once again, too, thank you for coming on, man. This has been real. It's been a blast. It's always fun talking with you, buddy.
I appreciate you guys having me on. I appreciate that.
Hey, anytime, man.
Yeah, it's always good.
Come on here,
Especially if it's only 47 episodes, and you've came on twice. You've been the only person to come on, and now we've had you a second time. So that's awesome.
Hopefully it gets views, because I mean, when I noticed the last time I came on here, man, you guys got a lot of views on that video, and that one stream that I did with you guys. You guys got a lot of views.
Oh yeah.
So and like I've talked about too, it would really be nice to get like some sort of network going. There's a lot of people that put hard work into not just decoding, but also like could just be commentary, on several different topics. Zach is great at, he's great at multiple things. He's good at commentary too. He did TFRs. It wasn't just punching numbers, but
right. Yeah.
It'd be nice to have like another place where the community could go. Because right now, I think what you could end up facing is what we do face is burnout from the average person, just visiting Zach's channel, and no shade on what he's doing. He's doing awesome. And honestly, he is entertaining as well as informational. I just think that there needs to be more outlets. And I've posed this to Amy, Daria, D26.
Shout out to them too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Not only just shout out, I need to get us to like cycle our channels around. And, you host ones, or, if that's not how it happens, and I'm not sitting here trying to like build our channel up so that we can be the kings of this thing. I want us all to feed off of each other, and it's in a symbiotic way. So it'd be awesome if like every once in a while you hosted whatever theme show you want to have. We hop over to Daria's, or Daria's comes on to ours. So, and Amy, and I've posed it to him. I just think, life gets in the way. I'm not harping on anybody for not getting back to me about it. But yeah, I need to be more, pushy about it, not in a rude way, but, just, make sure that people remember. But yeah, we would love to get Amy on here for episodes and things of that nature. And it'd be awesome if we had a counter panel. Honestly, that does have a place. People do love that. For whatever reason, that's the age we live in. People like to have 6 right now retarded opinions flashing, through their brain at once. But we need to be that character of intelligent opinions all going on. It doesn't mean our opinions all have to be aligned either. Right.
Yeah, different opinions. I mean, various different voices, dissenting voices, even dissenting voices. I mean, shit.
Yeah, no, come on here and refute what we say too. It's I'm always open to learn. I know Austin's always open to learn.
The only people that I won't debate is trolls. I'm not gonna debate, like, people want to debate Cuts one. We're not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Right.
He won't be invited.
He's another guy that just that dude's
pointless.
Yeah, it's pointless. And not only that, he's just just that dude's a piece of work. That's all I'm gonna say. But and I guarantee you watch your guys' shit too. I guarantee you. So.
Oh yeah, and I think too, like even like doing like reaction videos or reacting to our channels, you're getting other people's channels that do talk, have good information and talk about truth and other interesting things. It doesn't have to be Gematria. I mean, if we could turn them on Gematria and they can see that's legit and they can figure it out, I mean, that would be great. That'd be outstanding. But even if just to get other people on that have other great information or great points to talk about, or just other communities and channels and stuff, I mean, that would be great too. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you got to just kind of reach people and work with people however you can in life. You
gotta meet them where they're at.
Yeah. And that's what I think what we all have to do right now. Cause it's like, I mean, how many times has Zach been saying too, he talks about, retiring and quitting, giving up and stuff. And I understand that 100% where he's coming from, especially with trying to do things on the internet and YouTube in today's time. I mean, with the censorship and how bad it's gotten, 100,000 views and millions of views, you could get that back in 2015, 16, 17. Now you can't since 2017. So it's just getting worse. So it's like, it's getting harder to reach people. It's harder to get information out. It's harder to get people in. So it's like, you really have to just kind of go out to these other people, other channels, and just kind of try and link up with them or hook up with them and just try and make things happen that way and connect different audiences, I think. Because it's like, there just has to be more people just trying to do more for the community and trying to get people to want to do things. I mean, we've been on here for almost a year now. We've almost met up there in August of last year. We've been on here for almost a year, and I think that's really the direction things really need to go. There has to be more people. I mean, it just doesn't do you any good when it's just us three against the world and there's no one else out there. I mean, well, it's like, what are us three going to do? But you get more people to see your side or on your side, or just, wherever you can connect, wherever you can draw parallels. And then that's what the world needs. That's what this community needs. That's what everybody needs to do right now. I mean, there's too much division. There's too much loneliness. There's too many people that have a lot of potential, or even possibilities to learn and to do big things with their life. But they just have to have that alleyway. And that's kind of what I would like to see. It's just, there should be a lot more people around than, I mean, I don't know where millions of people went from 2016, 2015, 2017 to now, but I mean, there's just so few people that have channels and that talk about this kind of stuff. And there needs to be more people. There's got to be more effort. And then that's when things are going to change.
I agree. 100%. Yeah, I agree.
Well, this is only your second episode, but Austin's really good at ending episodes with like,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to timestamp that to make another video on it. He's really good at that. But that was too good to pass up as the ender. But once again, dude, thank you for joining us. That was really good. And anytime it's like we can have super shows like this whenever. These are, it's just so fun bouncing around on topics, and we all have something to say, and it's so fun. Thank you, man.
All right. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it, man. You guys have a good night.
You too.
You too.
All right, everybody. That's all for us. Hope you guys enjoyed. That was a really fun one. Got a little bit of a bouncy information show, but at the same time, that's how normal people talk. You don't get together with your friends and bring your spreadsheet. So had a lot of fun with you, Austin. That was awesome. And until next week, guys, later.
Peace.